last resource with anybody who comes up to him. And so we all have good things to say about his name, and that's why we're all gathered here to celebrate him at 60. Then I was ordered under pain of divorce to deliver a special message from his best friend, my wife Lodina. She said I should say happy birthday to you from her, and that it's unfortunate she can't be here with us, but I should especially say happy birthday to you. But I'll tell you something it's funny. We went to
3FM Sunrise.
Sunrise on 3FM.
That was the president. While we talk to you about all of that and ask questions as to power situation, we also know that a rainstorm in Walewale yesterday, Walewale Senior High School, ripped off roofing on classrooms, dormitories, and lab facilities amidst WASSCE exams. And as many as 500 homes as well were affected by that incident. I'm going to take you there and speak to Solomon Kanalue, who's my colleague in the Northeast region, to get an understanding as to what the situation is right now as well. Solomon is joining us right now via the phone line. Solomon, good morning to you. I trust that you're well. Hello? It doesn't quite seem like we have Solomon on the telephone line just as yet. I will seek to establish connection to him and get some detail, particularly for the students who WASSCE has started. We know the practicals has been in the offing for quite some time. Then they'll begin the papers proper. Some of the students will be engaged in practicals. They will need the labs, and the roofing has been ripped off. Dormitories have been affected. That exposes them to the vagaries of the weather and what have you. Let me try one more time. Solomon on the telephone line. Hello, Solomon. Good morning to you. Trust that you're well. Still, it does appear as a... Solomon, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. I trust that everything is well with you despite this rainstorm which has caused quite the devastation in your region today.
Yes, I'm doing so well.
Talk to us about the rainstorm. Which places have been affected? We know of the Walewale Senior High Technical School, but paint a picture for us as to what happened from yesterday.
All right, so thank you so much. Looking at the impact of the rainstorm, in fact, we have communities surrounding Walewale, and taking from the Walewale to Nalegu route, this is a major route that has communities severely affected. And then come to Walewale Township, most of the areas have also been affected. And it was even yesterday, I'm told, we lost somebody through the disaster, and one other person is critically injured. And so looking at the impact of the disaster, it has affected so many areas. And the most sadden part is most of the houses, almost a full house with its roof being taken off, and the people cannot even have a single room to rely on. So if we're looking at the impact of the disaster is so severe.
very severe. And how have the students since yesterday been coping with the situation?
Right. So as at yesterday, when I visited the school, most of the students, when the rainstorm started, some of their things were being affected. So they were rearranging some of their furniture and their mattresses. And so yesterday, because of the rainstorm, there was no electricity in the school. And so the students will not be able to even go for prep. And the school management also rearranging most of the houses and then the classroom blocks that are just slightly affected so that the students can have some place to manage for the meantime. And also, some of the year threes have started their exams, and the most affected classrooms are their exam centers. And so management, as for that part, they said they are very worried because the number of the students and considering the classes that are not affected, they doubt if it can accommodate the students. And so management is worried that if agent support is not given, they actually do not know their fate.
Urgent support is needed. Would you say that members of the assembly or municipality or district have responded with the urgency to the development in the area? The member of parliament for Walewale as well, coming to ascertain for themselves exactly what it is that's happening?
So that is the southern part, because as at the time this disaster occurred, I would say today is 3 days and no official on site to assess the impact of the disaster. I don't know for other communities, but for the school that has been greatly affected, nobody has visited them to sympathize with them or to even see how management is putting things in place to accommodate the students.
So as we speak, no clear intervention just as yet?
Yes, exactly.
Are you returning to the school today? Because you mentioned that for the students, there's WASI and all of that which is happening, and some of the classrooms have been affected. Are you returning there today, and what is it looking like for those who are writing the exam, whether or not they can even write today or take their practicals?
All right, so my interactions with the headmaster, he told me today management will officially meet and see how to put things in place. So I'm just preparing and we'll be going to the school in about 30 minutes. So when I get to the school, whatever updates I have, I will bring it up.
Right. Solomon, thank you very much for these details as well. That's Solomon Kanalu. We will seek to get the Walewale Member of Parliament as well to just come through as to this development, the situation there, the rainstorm which has affected the students. We've just focused mainly on the students as well this morning, but unfortunately we haven't been able to reach the Member of Parliament just as yet. We're working the phone lines to get an understanding as to what the situation is, and possibly as well the district chief executive for the area, because there are students involved. Dormitories have had their roofs ripped off as a result of that rainstorm. Their laboratory and all of that as well have been affected by it, and so that will certainly be a subject area of concern. But a good morning to you as well, Johnnie Hughes.
Charlie Mawuena. Interesting. Interesting thing is that I went through Walewale just yesterday, Friday and yesterday. Yes, this weekend. I was in faraway Sandema.
Oh, okay.
Senisi. For a funeral.
What? Oh, okay.
That's the front page of the newspaper by Simon Againab, the Dean of the Parliamentary Press Corps, when the widow said 40 years after 40 years of union. That's Mr. Sam. That's the funeral.
That's the funeral.
That I had the privilege of attending, and Needless to say that he was the longest serving DCE of that area. In fact, he started as secretary of the area, political secretary of the area, and then subsequently became DCE for the area. It was just at the time was just Bolsa. There was no north, there was no south. So the Honorable Clement Apak, the Honorable Agalga, Sraj Boss, Joseph Withal, many others were there. Great individuals came to bid him farewell. It's good to travel to the countryside. For a moment when I shared a photo that I was around Sandema, people thought that it was because of the young lady who had indicated that you just have to bring, a dog and some drinks and 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you have a wife to yourself. And she was so angry about it. They thought it was because of that, but no, I went for a funeral. Yeah, I went for a funeral.
People were suggesting you are going to get a second wife.
Yeah, that's what people are, but I am not. I am not interested.
You are not polygamous.
No, I am not interested in that.
No, are you? There's a difference between not being interested and not being polygamous.
Interested. You don't have to be. You will be uninterested, and that's it. I'm not interested in that.
In polygamy.
I'm not interested in that.
In a second wife.
I'm not interested in that. Is my answer clear enough?
It's still a bit unclear. You cannot be interested in the second wife, but you can be polygamous. I don't know.
That's why I'm saying that I am not interested in that. Yeah. And on that journey, Mawuena, I also saw I made a stop over at Palugu. That's actually Kunzo Tiani's area. Interestingly, where the Palugu onion market is right next to where Dr. Kwame Nkrumah had the tomato factory that has now become defunct. And I was just thinking that these are just, a few miles away from the border itself. And we are still talking about onions, importing them into the country. We're talking about tomatoes, importing them into the country. I saw the Tolon irrigation dam, and I thought to myself, look at how big this dam is. Why are we not able to make the most out of it so that this conversation about importing tomatoes and onions becomes a thing of the past? I insist that if we treat the Tolon dam well, and we try very, very hard to make it functional and fully functional, we will not come back to talk about, Burkina Faso tomatoes, etc. So we ought to do well for ourselves, and thus far I think we are trying, but our best could be made better. Yes, our best could be made better.
So matters of irrigation, sometimes it beats the mind as to how government after government after government have not quite hacked it yet. Is it the case that we do not have enough technocrats? Is it the case even that they are aware of these existing infrastructure, for instance? Because it cannot be that all these individuals who were present at this funeral you were at would have gone through and wouldn't have seen some of these.
Yeah.
And, sometimes it leaves you asking yourself very difficult questions and struggling to answer them as to why consistently we haven't been able to hack it right. If there is anything, and I always say when we were growing in basic school all the way to senior high school, all we were taught, agriculture is the backbone of the Ghanaian economy. I mean, you can ask anybody my age and below, and we would have, that's what we grew up knowing. Agriculture is the backbone of the Ghanaian economy. What are the components to that ensures that continues to be the backbone? Irrigation, all year round farming. To believe that in the Fourth Republic, which is 34 plus years, and a number of us, myself, age groupings, have lived through this Fourth Republic, 30 plus years. And we've been told repeatedly agriculture is the backbone of the economy.
Yeah.
And that backbone has been rain-fed for 34 years. It's an indictment on every government.
It is. It is.
Every government under the Fourth
You know,
Republic.
Mawuena, there's one thing that I also noticed. Look, the sun is blazing hot in those parts of the country. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
It is blazing hot. I'm used to the sun situation in Tamale because I'm a sub-chief up there. But further up, the sun is blazing hot. While we sat, you know, and kudos to Jonathan Syme and his brothers Cletus and Aaron and their family for making sure that the old man went home in grand style. In fact, they took Accra to the village. They did the setup like would have been done at the State House in a typical village setting. So they deserve their flowers. While we're seated there, they brought these frosty fans, you know, for us to have
cool off a
some
bit.
cool temperatures and all of that. And the co-MC, the royal MC, that's his name. He's you know, well known around the area as a local. He said, look, why are we not harvesting all this sun? The energy from the sun, which is blazing and shitting us. Why are we not harvesting it to generate power? Because recently the lights have been going off. We are told that transformers are being changed here and there. But we also know what happened at the Akosombo area, right? The Great Co Akosombo area. We know how people have been asked to step aside and investigations are ongoing, blah, blah, blah. Whether it is sabotage or whether it is not, the question that remains is why are we not harvesting the sun? Because we started off using hydro, right? Akosombo Dam, hydro, it's just purely water.
Now we have 1,000 megawatts
Then we
knocked off.
added thermal to it, which means that you had to go and buy crude to come and feed the plant to be able to get this. Now, God Himself, in His own wisdom, in His own love and mercy to us, has decided that we should have sun and have it in abundance. And I don't think it was for any mistake that the Ministry of Energy has now been, you know, renamed the Ministry of Energy and Green Transitions. That sun energy, that energy from the sun, can be harvested and that energy can be used for our benefit. If I built a house in those places, I won't necessarily need to connect onto a certain
The
national grid.
No. Solar.
I would use solar because it's there in abundance. I need that. I need the panels. I need an inverter. I am gone. The sun was blazing hot. Temperatures rising up to what? 40, 45.
You don't say.
Bring Kuzo Tiani into the studio and ask him.
45
The
degrees.
sun is blazing. You would feel feel it on your skin.
Oh, do we have 45 degrees in
I said
in Ghana?
in the morning, as of the morning.
Because I like to check the weather.
As
and
of the
look
morning, when
across.
you check, you notice my phone gives you.
Yeah, it gives you a fair sense
Exactly.
of... Yeah.
So said today's high feels like 38 degrees Celsius.
45.
Yes.
50.
Yes. It's hitting you. You feel it that this one, God is dealing with me. You feel it. And you know it's a dusty area, so the dust is biting and the sun is hitting. That's the kind of sun energy I'm talking about. That could have been harnessed, and they can use some of the power and even give us down south here some of the power. So we don't have to be worried about Akosombo levels going down, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Maybe ECG, maybe the ministry. Something has to be done about it. Look, and there are private individuals in this country who have, installed solar panels in their homes. And they tell you how much savings they make off, electricity bills. They tell you how convenient it is. So when we are all complaining about, the light has gone off, whether it is Dooms or Doom CSA or whatever it is you want to call it, they laugh at us because for them, they don't see anything, untoward happening. It's light. They have it. The sun is shining. It's cool. So what is our own problem? What is our problem?
On that harnessing the sun conversation, I mean, we mentioned Akosombo and all of that. 1,000 megawatts have been knocked off.
Yeah.
But there are questions as to whether or not that is justification enough for the power situation, which we've experienced over the last few days, I would say a week, because things have got really tough in the last week for quite a number of people. Considering the first year, the situation was very stable, and suddenly transformer ejections, fire outbreaks, and water view. There's a problem within the power sector that should not be, but is right now, and it's affecting the ordinary Ghanaian who is very unforgiving when their lights go off. In fact, even yesterday, lights went off around this place, TV3.
Not just TV3. I mean,
I had lights through.
I got back. So the flight took off from Tamale, I think 7:20 p.m. I got to Accra, got to my neighborhood, and the light was off.
So Sandema is there.
Sandema is there. So, in fact, the areas to be affected from 6 a.m. to 12, that's today, right? That was yesterday. Akosua Village, Isochir, Gaje, Ochiriko, Breku, Senya Breku, Bonsoko,
so I think it's scattered across
Ojobi,
the
Wenga, Kontokole, parts of Millennium City, Estate, Adamukrum, Newcastle, Menges, Sandema, Blue Kiosk. Which of the blue kiosks? There are many blue kiosks around. Teacher Block Factory, Enije Chrome, Opei Kuma, that's in the Western region. Asamoah, parts of Colombo, CP, Lawyer, Nyanyanu, Yomat, Budumburam, in Kwantanam, Tipa Junction, Roman, Everlip, Wallantu, Gateway, Newtown, Kuwait, Galilea, Market, TV3, 94 Washington Bay.
Unless there's another TV3.
No. This certainly is.
Unless there's an area called
No.
TV3
This one, the
somewhere,
ECG, New Market, Opekuma. Opekuma has appeared twice. American Town means that their lights will go off twice. Or Columbia, Congo Villa, Akwele, Otta City, Top Town, Nurses Quarters, Denchera. That's Danchera actually, not Denchera as a Ghana community. Surrounding areas. Wow. This is widespread. So largely it's Accra and towards the western part of Accra, parts of the western region as well. The CEO of Greatco has been asked to step aside pending investigations into fire incident at Akosombo Power Control Center. See, these are politicians. They don't listen. I preached my sermon. Let the retirees go and let the young grow. The CEO in question, is he a retiree? Does he come past the age of 60?
I don't have that on record.
You will not have that, but I have that on record.
He is.
So, what are we waiting for? Are we suggesting that within the structure of Greatco, there is nobody who is qualified to take over? It's a simple question. People join organizations because they know that there's a certain progress route for them. You know, so. So why have we as a country developed the appetite? And I remember that on the 9th of January 2025, I told President Mahama of 10 sins of President Akufo-Addo that he must never repeat. So far, he has done well, but the let the retirees go, let the young grow conversation, he must be brought back to the front burner. You see, the president has surrounded himself with a lot of younger people, right? From the presidency to ministerial appointments to whatever, he surrounded himself with a lot of young people. And the results are being delivered. I'm not anti-age. If this man at Greatco is the board chairman of Greatco, I won't have a problem, because certainly he has experience to share. But the day-to-day running, are we saying that there's nobody at Greatco at the ESCO level who can take over the management of Gridco. Are we saying that? And all the others. And we saw how some of our state institutions were managed in the past. Gihok is fresh on my mind. I will never forget the Gihok conversation. I will never. And I will tell it to my children that once upon a time, this was how bad we ran down Gihok. SNIT, we couldn't pay SNIT contributions. We deducted, but we didn't pay. We owed GRA. GRA had to garnish Gihok account. Insurance companies that were deducting tier 2, which was deducted, it was not paid. They had to write. SNIT took Gihok to court. I will tell my children about it. That we bought bottles that we didn't immediately need and we left them at the mercy of the weather. I will tell my children about it. That people brought ethanol to come and supply to Gihok, and then when at some point they couldn't pay, they came back to come and carry it and took it away. I'll tell my children that for a whole week you are not even able to produce 1,000 cartons of drinks. I'll tell my children about it. I'll tell my children how a vehicle was bought and auctioned for less. I'll tell my children about it, so that we don't have a repetition of that. And we don't need to go back to those days. Look, most of the old people in this country are people who have, and I have a lot of respect for people like Auntie Adole Brown, retiree, minding her business, running her own business, impacting the next generation in terms of a educational, center, and running it in pristine order in spite of all the challenges and impediments that are put on it. So people like that, you have enormous respect for them. If such a person like Auntie Adole is made board chairperson of Ghana Education Service Board or something, I won't have a problem, because she's coming to the table with a lot of experience. Right. But when you have people who, naturally, when you grow old, sleep will catch you. Naturally, when you grow old, you slow down. Naturally, when you grow old, there are certain things you cannot do. Naturally. It is natural. It is nature. You can't cheat nature. Even the most agile older people I know, sometimes they tell you, as for this one, I have to go and rest it. And you see, they have to be on schedule and on time. It doesn't make any sense for us to have young people walking around without jobs. And that has always been my position, and it will be my position. Walking around without jobs and having old people who have done their bit still lurking around and fighting over the jobs with young people. It doesn't make sense to me. If we had a proper social protection standpoint as a country, perhaps, just perhaps, we wouldn't have had that kind of situation. So we don't have a proper social protection standpoint as a country. And that is what is also causing some of this. Sometimes in my work, somebody will tell you, look, I admit I'm 63. I should have gone home, but I have not finished my project. I'm sure you've heard that before, that I'm 62, I'm 63. I'm looking for the contract extension because I have not finished my project. But this same individual has a child at home who is done with university or polytechnic or whichever it is, has the right qualification, has done internship, etc., has done some volunteer work here, and is ready for the world of work. And this same person who is blocking the chance of another person because I have not finished my project is the excuse, now starts chasing you with the son or the daughter's CV. So he wants to stay in employment, or she wants to stay in employment after retirement, and wants you to go and now be chasing for a job for the daughter. So why don't you check out so your daughter can come and be in your stead?
For this
why don't you check out?
It receives massive support. That I can tell you. This campaign, from the police headquarters to wherever, I've got security officials.
We choked.
The retirees must go.
They must go
to grow.
Mawuena, and I'm happy you talk about the police, prisons, fire service, immigration, what have you. When you have a certain rank, all right, there's no way if Mawuena, I am, let's say, an ACI, right, in the immigration, that's equivalent to ACP in the police or ADP in prisons, and then you are 2 ranks lower than me, there's no way you'll be giving an appointment over and above me. It will never happen because it's a regimented space. So when people are due for retirement and they are at the top, DCOP, COP, and they are at the top and they don't want to go away and they are looking for contract extension, how do the people down there, the chief superintendents, the superintendents, the ACPs, the DCOP, how do they also climb up? How do they climb up? What is their potential? What do they look forward to? In this country, people were kept on one rank for 9 years. You had to take this government to come and push people up. People were kept on one rank for 9 years. I know somebody at immigration who was kept on a rank for 9 years and was actually transferred to a non-existent station. And the person was at home doing nothing and yet was being paid with taxpayers' money. That's the height of wickedness. That's the height of unpatriotism. And we'll be told we are in it together. You are in it together with who? The market woman at Makola or Malamata or the Sandema market, right? Who is going to pay 2 cedis to a certain assembly tax or revenue collector after sitting in the sun for God knows how long? And you gather all those monies and you're using it to pay somebody who is not working by no fault of his or her, but because you are so full of yourself and so pompous sitting on a high horse, you just have developed an acrimonious situation and you say, I will punish you because of that. So I am moving you to a place that doesn't exist in the first place, and I will keep you on one rank for a very, very long time. I will not mind you. I will not promote you. I will not give you work to do. I'll just make you useless, but I will pay you. What sense? What is the sense in it? And this happened and people supervised over this in this country. What sense does it make? And they get contract extension. What sense does it make sense?
They have expertise.
What expertise? The constitution is clear. Our rules are clear. That before we give you a contract extension, it is based on the fact that you have a certain expertise that nobody else has. You know, be so. And then the second condition is that, when we give you that contract extension, based on the fact that you have expertise that nobody else has, you have to take steps to train people who will take over from you when your contract has expired. You know, be so. Do we get that being done? Somebody is on contract extension, or somebody is almost due for retirement. Then there's a training happening in Australia. The person knows that I have 6-8 months to go home. There's a training happening in Australia. And then he puts his name there and goes for this training.
Comes back and say he has expertise.
When he comes back, he says, I have expertise.
That the company needs.
The company needs it. So I have to be here to be able to impart the people. Emale, it's our contract extension. And you get to some of the ministries. You find somebody standing at the stairs. How to climb up is a problem. How to climb up. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to fish out those who have been reducing their ages. If I am a twin, right, Mawuena? If you are my twin brother, if you are 60, I should be 60. No? How can my twin have a different age from my age? We are twins, but our ages are not the same.
The MRI revealed your bones aged faster than mine. The MRI.
Charlie, we are special in this country.
The MRI revealed that your bones aged faster than mine.
Oh, come on.
You know,
If I am your twin brother, our ages should be the same. Why should I be older than you, or you should be older than me? Why?
Public service, you know.
Actually,
one of us has to be older than the other because of public
so that what happens?
We don't want to stop serving our nation.
Oh, please. Please.
That's just by the way.
You are my children. I don't want to leave you. He's now in the US. Doesn't want to come home. We are special in this country. Very special, Mawuena.
So yeah, I mean, it's a difficult conversation in terms of him, but he's been asked to step aside, and there's that expected news conference a lot later this afternoon to deal with matters of the energy sector, specifically availability of light, right? Because people don't have light. They've been complaining. I've asked, thoughts to be shared with us on our respective social media handles so we can read a few of them. What's been the power situation where you are? Find us on Facebook and YouTube as well, where we're streaming this show, and leave a message for us. And we'll do the reading as to the power situation this morning. A number of you have sent in messages. Yes, I was speaking about the chief of staff and the apology, and so I see someone has sent a message in relation to it's teacher Kojo in Tepa Enyina Suso, says PhD in adult education, heading the Free Zones Authority. If this woman knew something about corporate governance, she would not have spoken the way she did. Apostle Nyamicha was only reporting to the Church of Pentecost Council certain decisions they made and why those decisions were made, and it is part of corporate governance activities. Therefore, for her to claim that the apostle was dabbling in politics is an exhibition of ignorance on her part. Greetings for
you see, Mawuena. I heard a lady.
Yeah.
I thought that what she said was in very bad taste. Maybe she said it in jest, or maybe
no. She's actually come to apologize. It was not in jest at all.
So what I heard was in very bad taste, and I'm happy that she has apologized and the chief of staff has apologized. Elsewhere, she would have been made to go and take a back.
Which is a question people are asking.
Elsewhere, she would have been made to go and to take a back.
Why wasn't
bench.
she asked to take a back seat?
It doesn't lie in the chief of staff's voice and eyes to be crying in public, asking for forgiveness for her. What is special? What is special? Look, Ghanaians voted for the NDC because they said they were coming to do something different. Because we had enough of what we were being fed with at the time. And some of these things happened in the past, Mawuena. Some of these attitudes, it happened in the past. It was the reason that most Ghanaians got angry, that they thought that arrogance of power and people were being cheeky, etc. It was all part of it. That's how come the MPP was voted out of power. So we cannot now be endorsing it by weeping in church. It is okay to apologize, fine. But weeping in church, no. But you see, interestingly, when I grew up in Kanishi as well, I knew about the Church of Pentecost in Kanishi. That's the headquarters of a sort.
Yeah, I know. It's a very tall building.
Yes.
I know it.
Recently, some renovations have happened to it. They have acquired the land next to it, which used to be a house and all of that. That swimming pool thing, if you go to Kanishi Church of Pentecost, they have always had it. Not in recent time. They have always had it. So I beg to differ slightly, even though I'm not the owner of the church, that for as far as I know, and having grown in Kanishi, having lived in Kanishi, right, before it became this huge, humongous building, it was there. It was there. That swimming pool, they had it. In fact, theirs is not plastic. Theirs is done with tiles and all of that. Anybody who attends Kanishi Pentecost who wants to be honest in the name of God will see that it's been there. It is not when the conversations about galamsey started. And the conversation about galamsey didn't start 10 years. It didn't start 10 years ago. Right? I knew people who were baptized in there way back in secondary school days. And me, I finished secondary school about 25 years ago. So at that time, 25 years ago, 20 years ago, we were talking about galamsey. Were we talking about galamsey to these levels? So I am saying that I beg to differ slightly with Osofo. That it is based, hold on, I'm coming.
Yeah,
based on this.
Yeah.
That is why. We can say that it has gotten to a certain extent now where you cannot trust the water anymore. But before now, that swimming pool, at least at Kaneshi Church of Pentecost, I haven't been to any other Church of Pentecost. I know this for a fact. And anybody who lived in Kaneshi who knows this can bear me witness. That is also the other portion that must be contextualized properly. We will talk about galamsey. It is hurting all of us. I support what Lawyer Kwame Kufuor. I said that a while ago, a few months ago, and people nearly came for my head. He says, look, if the people who are making sure that we don't live are available, stop them. How do you stop them? Shoot to kill. How do you stop them? Arrest them and keep them away.
We've had this conversation. This shoot to kill.
I said, look, shoot to kill, because what they are doing, they are killing all of us. There are people who don't drink. There are people who don't smoke. There are people who don't sniff anything. There are people who don't inject anything, and they have had kidney and liver issues. Go to Kolebut this morning. Go to the dialysis at the renal department. Go and see people there who have not indulged in anything before, and are there through no fault of theirs. They are there. So these people are killing us. And then when you talk, they say, but the people in the hole, they are not the people who are bankrolling. It is because we have refused to arrest the people who bankroll, the people who spend the money, the real money spenders. So what do? The people in the pit, you waste them. When they go finding laborers, the laborers will tell them that when we go, they'll waste us, so we won't go. And let them go and bring their children. It is sheer wickedness. And sometimes, look, you see aquatic life. Fish in the rivers struggling for their lives. If that doesn't scare you, then you are perhaps a witch or a wizard. Fish in water struggling to survive in its natural habitat. Fish. And sometimes people who live out there in UK, US, Europe, and America, and all of this, they think that, it's just a Ghanaian problem. It is not a Ghanaian problem. Phil, is it called impatwa? The fish? Yeah, impatwa and adjing and the rest, the ones that you buy, they will how do you call it? They will, it's not roast, what's the term? They will smoke it and then package it and bring it to you. Then you use it to do your nkatia wonu and mewonu and things and light soup, and you think that you are safe from it. The fishes came from the same poisoned waters. The cyanide, the mercury, Ghana water will add chlorine, alum to it. So you are creating a chemical bomb. Then you yourself, you add salt, sodium chloride. The chemistry students, they should come forward. Mawuena, did you do integrated science in school? I'm mentioning chemicals. There's mercury, there's cyanide, then there's chlorine, there's alum. These are 4 chemicals so far. And then you add sodium chloride, salt. Then you put it together. Those who also like to use the artificial spices, you are adding more to it. So you are creating a nuclear bomb in your stomach. And you are wondering why you are swelling up. Those people who are doing these things must be stopped in their tracks. We have played with them for far too long. The chiefs know about it. The politicians know about it. Even the pastors, they know about it. Mawuena, go to the galamsey sites. There are known galamseyers who go to church to go and give fat offerings. The churches take the money. There are known galamseyers who go to these same churches where we are being preached to from. They go to these same churches. They give fat offerings and their offerings are taken. They bring tithe from the galamsey pits and it is taken. These same galamseyers are made harvest committee chairpersons and building committee chairpersons. These same people are made chairmen of Sunday school fundraising activities. These same galamseyers. How many pastors in this country use their pulpits to preach about galamsey? How many? If it's not sow seed, it is about yedi. It is so. I'm not against it, but I'm saying that how many of our pastors use their pulpit to preach about galamsey? Now churches have their own media houses. Churches stream live their activities. So they have a following how many and how often do they use those platforms to preach about galamsey? Maybe sakeke, maybe. I'm just asking.
So it's a fair question. So on the Doomsor situation, it's a message that comes through that 12 hours doom at Sakaman Blue Lagoon area. We don't want Doomsor timetable. This day of EV and AI, why are we suffering power issues? It's a very relevant question that's been asked. I've seen Richmond Roxon in and around the premise. I'm sure we'll hold him here to answer a bit more in terms of the question, because outside of the ejection of transformers and what have you, I mean, the light goes off in the middle of the night before the fire outbreak and all that. And at 12 in the night, I was sleeping one time and my light went. You are not taking transformers. You are not replacing transformers in the dead of the night.
Yeah.
And so, what explanation possibly fits why the lights are going off? It's a very legitimate question.
It is a legitimate
we
question.
will get officials of electricity near Iku,
Dr. Charles
Dr. Charles Niaiku, to as well join us to offer a bit more in terms of explanation for us as well. But back to that Pentecost.
Before we get to the Pentecost,
you have another message.
So a big man within the political circles has sent me. They says, please, the contract extension is currently ongoing in the ministries, departments and agencies. They don't want to go, lobbying here and there. Look, if you are a retiree and you are lobbying to stay on, pray I don't find out your name and your photo, because I am coming back again. I'm saying it again. If you are a retiree and you are lobbying to stay on when young people are asking for jobs, pray I don't find your photo and your name. And you know me, I will cross-check and come and put it up here so that what you are looking for, you will find. If it is time for you to go home, go home. Go and play with your grandchildren. Go and play. Jack Ma said, at 60, you play with your grandchildren. Go home, play with your grandchildren. Let them feel you. I grew up knowing that my grandparents were available, so my parents had the free hand to go and work. Today, grandma is working, grandpa is working, and grandchildren don't have access to grandpa and grandma. They are stuck with their phones. They don't know how to have conversations. They don't know how to make friends. They are not growing up very well, and they become recalcitrant and wayward children. And we are all watching. And we are all watching. And when we finish the good old days, things have changed though. You are part of the reason things have changed. You are part of the reason that things have changed. Because you have refused to be a good grandma or a good grandpa, living by example and leading from the front. You are a grandpa. You are a grandma. What are you still doing, trying to struggle over work with young people who now are in their late 20s, early 30s, some early 40s, and they are unemployed, and you are happy about it? You should not be happy about it. You should be ashamed. You should not be happy about it. You should be ashamed. Have you not realized that when you go for those family meetings and funeral meetings and contributions that we made, then the young people literally run out of the meeting because they have nothing to give. They have nothing to give. If they were working and they were employed, they will contribute their quota. But you think that they want to be useless? They don't want to be useless. It is because your continued stay is what is making them useless. What are you lobbying for? What are you staying on for? And I thank God that no older person comes to me to come and tell me that, oh, Charlie, go and talk to person A, B, C for me so that they retain me. Because I will tell you straight in your face that, boss, why are we like that? I said, pray I don't find your photo and your name and what you are lobbying for. Pray. Because if I find it, I won't hesitate. I will publish you. I will publish you. I will publish you. You fake people.
to suggest that that was happening. For areas where there wasn't pictures, videos, there wasn't a notice to suggest that their light was going to be off.
Right.
What Phil, did you have light yesterday?
No.
Phil, which
so
part
take
of
your
town?
time. Take your time.
Domi Pillar 2. Domi Pillar 2.
Phil, take your time.
Was there when we read the notice, was Domi Pillar 2?
No, Domi Pillar 2
was not part.
Yeah.
So then it will beg the question, why was Domi Pillar 2 out?
Yeah.
When the notice from ECG didn't have Domi Pillar 2 yesterday, unless there was another flyer out there which we haven't
didn't
seen.
see that flyer.
Saturday night, Phil, that's a day show for.
You know, I made a stopover as well in Tamale, and I went to visit a friend, and they also did not have light.
Yeah, that's Nedco. Tamale will fall in the regions of Nedco.
Yeah, Nedco. So parts of Bolga didn't have. Then Tamale, it looks like it's a nationwide thing. Yes, transformers are being swapped and all of that. But
it's not everywhere.
A much more tangible excuse has to be given to, or explanation has to be given to us.
It's not everywhere.
It's
not everywhere
it's not,
at all.
And sometimes you just look at it from the perspective of those of us who just need a light to maybe watch television or charge your phones or a laptop computer or maybe a fan to sleep, air conditioners, fridge or something. We forget about the people who are running businesses that require electricity.
And students, because yesterday... A number of students had to step out and be at cafes, like these shops, not internet cafes, like cafes where you can have coffee.
Right. Just to
use
the power,
the power there to do assignments.
The Ghana School of Law this morning is holding a mock exam for its students.
Yeah.
And yesterday, what you're saying, I saw about 4 of them, that I know, 2 of them that I know. So I called and said, "Oh, Charlie, with the most small." I said, "Okay, but why you go learn for us?" This was when I was about to set off, from Tamale at 7:20 into Accra. So I called and said, "When I get to Accra, I'll look for you." So when I got to Accra, I made a call. I said, "Oh, Charlie, where you there?" Then he showed me where they were.
They were like an eatery of some sort.
They had to buy something by force. Just to have a quick conversation, final wrap off, and be reading stuff, and it was uncomfortable. I mean, if I found myself in that situation,
if you want to, not
because you have to. The situation is forcing you into that kind of thing. And look, children who had to do their homework, if they had forgotten about it and they were to do it later in the evening, were not going to get it. I'm wearing fugu because I couldn't iron.
It was when in return that
I liked my fugu anyway, don't get me wrong, but I'm wearing this particular one because I couldn't iron. And we have to be told the full story. We have to be told the days of hiding it, and it's gone.
We've been promised different.
Yes. And also, you see, because we have politicized it, if you find elements of the MPP now screaming atop their lungs, Dumsor is back, Dumsor is back, Dumsor. For a long time. And somebody made an analogy the other time that when President Mahama gets into power, he sees the problem, he doesn't do a quick fix of the problem. He sees the problem and he will either bring power banks or whatever it is to come and fix the problem.
Power badges.
Power badges, not power. They are big power banks. They are big power banks.
So somehow, I know what you wanted to say, but someone will be listening and say power banks.
Yeah. They are big power banks, but they are power badges. He brings them in. Then he comes in a second term. He sees that the transformers are actually obsolete. So what do? Let's replace them. Another will say that, okay, well, we kept the power on, MPP kept the power on, blah, blah, blah. It went off a couple of times, but hey, here we are. Because we have politicized it, we fail to even see those who are running businesses with it. The barbers, if you have a welder at your mechanic shop and has to do some body work and all those things for you, those who are running mini cold stores on their own, selling maybe chicken, maybe fish, and those who are selling ice cream, things that need constant power. What's going to happen to their businesses? We only look at it from the domestic point of view, but there's also a commercial point of view, to all this conversation. So I sincerely hope that the minister's press conference this afternoon will give us the actual picture, like what he did at the inception of this government when he came and said, "Look,
we didn't have
we
oil.
We don't have oil. We don't for this number of
that.
days." And they moved to say, "We are bringing in these people, IPPs. Come, let's have a conversation. Come, let's do this. Let's go to Nigeria. Let's go and ask for oil. Blah blah blah." That was an honest point of view, and I don't want to believe that they did it because of political expediency. So, in this particular instance, the lights have gone up for far too many times. We need to be told the full picture. Transformers are being changed, that's okay. But beyond the transformers, if there's no transformer in my area that is being changed, why is my light off? Somebody has to explain to me and give me the full story.
12 hours without power.
24 hours without power. Is it 12 hours?
Without any explanation.
24 hours without power. 24 hours without power. It's not 12 hours.
Outside of the address, the questions have to be spot on today. Because a politician will come and say what it is that yes, and I mean, the energy minister appears to have done great work in terms of understudying the sector. But we also need to understand what new expenditure ECG is undertaking, because I heard word about some procurement and what have you which were being undertaken. I recall when this government took over, they said we have over procured at the Electricity Company of Ghana. So when I hear word of fresh procurement again, I'm asking myself, okay, so what are we going to buy if when you assumed office, you told us we have over procured? We've bought 10 years worth of cables, 10 years worth. We have prepaid meters in abundance which have not been used. Why are we going for new ones again? All of these questions will crystallize into the operations. And without a doubt, the cash, you see, I always like to say it, the cash waterfall mechanism has worked in the last 1 year, 4 months. At least based on the report that has come through from the PURC. So the IPPs, the gas providers and what have you have not had cause to issue threats that we are going to shut down our plant and all of that. So why is the light going off? It's a very important question.
It's a very simple question, an important one as well. Because, you know...
Why is the lights going on? Because the IPPs are not complaining because the cash waterfall mechanism has been providing allocations. I know for a fact, based upon data that we've seen, ECG revenue has improved. They've moved from below 1 billion cedis to over 1 billion cedis since last year. Unless the latest numbers will tell us that has dropped again. Efficiency in terms of revenue generation has been up there. They've improved. That is why we're seeing allocations going to all the IPP. So what is contributing, or why are the lights going off? Why are people sleeping in darkness for 12 hours? When their transformers are not being changed.
I don't know why you are fixated on this 12 hours. It's 24 hours. Somebody has slept in it for 24 hours. It's not 12 hours.
Bill, did you have lights yesterday?
As at 5 a.m., the lights went off.
Today?
No, yesterday. And because of that, I came to the office before 12 p.m.
So the question is,
That's a Sunday.
Do you still have light?
Oh, now I
It
have
returned.
lights.
So when did they
When
come
I returned in the evening, it had come back.
Which area
Okay.
is this?
Kukumlimli.
Kokomlemle.
Yeah.
Okay, mele.
Right.
Abu in Kokomlemle, good morning to you. Abu. Charlie, no, they have to come and explain this to us. We have to be told. You have to be told the full story. Yeah, the full story.
Absolutely. We'll look forward to that. Bill is here. We'll do sports for us, after which we'll get into a bit more for you here on the 3FM Sunrise. What's big in sports? Chelsea has booked a final, albeit we could lose. We've lost 6 straight
So
at
you're
Wembley. I'm not excited. Someone who has lost 6 straight finals, I'm not sure there will be something called excitement in my voice.
Okay. Must be nice.
Yeah, at least there was something. I didn't watch the game, but there's something at least to look forward to, because the defeat had become one too many.
Arsenal are back on top of the table temporarily.
Okay.
Temporarily, yes. Actually happy. Fast.
For me, my argument has been won. And you know it.
Okay.
Do you want to repeat what I say when
I'll repeat it. It's in my head.
Why argue when you can just wait?
Yes, we are waiting.
I just wait and I don't talk much.
Okay.
I think since you went top 9 points difference, I always just said, I'm not going to make any noise.
Yeah.
I'm just going to watch on and see how it all plays out. So I'm waiting for the end of the season. There's Champions League this week?
Yes.
Right.
Semi-final.
Right.
Bayern versus PSG.
And then
you
you play
Atletico
Madrid. Right. Billy Shen is here. He's a great Arsenal fan, and I can only wish him well in terms of the upcoming fixtures. By May 30.
Yes.
That will be the Champions League final. I'll be here. May 30 will be when? And then I'll return for us to have a conversation.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Return when we are champions. Fine.
I don't complain. I don't complain at all. Billy Shen will do sports for us. Why argue with an Arsenal fan when you can just wait?
Hello, good morning and welcome to the sports segment here on 3FM Sunrise. My name is Bill Ishen. To our first story, the president of the Ghana Football Association, Kurt Okraku, has confirmed that Ghana will host the 2027 Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. The announcement was made via his official Facebook page on April 26th, 2026. This will be the first time in nearly 3 decades that Ghana hosts the competition, last staged in the country in 1999 when the Black Starlets lifted the title on home soil. The tournament is regarded as a major platform for emerging African talent and is expected to boost Ghana's football infrastructure as well as the local economy. Meanwhile, as part of preparations for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, the GFA is working to secure additional friendly matches for the Black Stars. Communications Director Henry Asante-Chum has confirmed that discussions are ongoing with another country, a potential friendly after the game against Wales. Ghana have already faced Germany and Austria and are scheduled to take on Mexico and Wales in their pre-World Cup fixtures. Henry Asante-Chum added that the proposed opponents will be of a similar ranking to Ghana's Group L rivals Panama.
We are far advanced. We will sign the contract very soon and then we'll make an announcement. It's going to be after the game against Wales.
Okay. Well, do you want to give a clue on what continent the team is from?
Pardon?
Do you want to give a clue on what continent the team is from? Is it an African team? Is it?
No, it's not an African
European
team. Not an European team. We want to see if we can get a team that has similarities with Panama.
Similar ratings with Panama, according to Henry Asante-Chum, the communications director of the Ghana Football Association. Now, the GFA has also officially unveiled. They also officially unveiled new Black Stars head coach Carlos Queiroz on Thursday. Following his press conference, 3 Sports engaged fans to share the expectations of the new coach.
Listening to the coach, I think that the first thing that struck me is that communication-wise, he's an upgrade of Otuado. But I think the job is very much simple at the beginning. As we say on the street, talk is cheap. I think that at the point, from what he said, he appreciated the difficulty of the job and the passion of the fans. And I think that he will take that into consideration, the very decisions. I think he said the right things. And the thing I like was the fact that he said that nobody owns the team. And so at this point, the so-called godfathers of the teams will be shaken. But I don't think this means anything in terms of the performance of the team. I think largely to be on the pitch. And I think that he has said the right things, but a lot of the work will be done on the pitch. And I think I'll leave it until the Wales friendly to be able to determine whether he is the right man for the job or whether he can take us to the promised land.
Still the same feeling I had before. Look, I've been to quite a number of press conferences, head coach press conferences. I've seen and heard a lot of things, not just national team football, but club football also. It's about what happens on the pitch. So I think my confidence level will increase or decrease after we face Wales. That's when I'll have a fair assessment of what he intends to do, and I'll know whether to be happy or to be skeptical ahead of the World Cup. But in terms of what he said, I think he said the right thing. So he's experienced. He has been through a lot of training in terms of public speaking and PR. He knows exactly what to say. So I wasn't too surprised with the clarity of thought that he delivered, how he answered the questions. I thought those were really good answers to questions. But for me, it doesn't do anything to give me confidence or otherwise in terms of what will happen at the World Cup.
Now in domestic football, FC Ashanti Gold 04 have secured promotion to the Ghana Premier League after an emphatic 4-1 victory over Sky FC. The team coached by Karim Zito confirmed their place in the top flight with 3 matches to spare in Zone 2, capping off a dominant campaign. They are set to make their debut in the Premier League next season. We now hear from GFA statistician Mohamed Shaban on what this achievement means for the club.
Well, let's clear the air that the old one was Ashanti Gold SC, and they were the side that won the Premier League 4 times. In fact, the last time Ashanti Gold SC won the Premier League was way back in 2015, and that made it 4 times after 94, 95, 96. And so that is it for Ashanti Gold. But this is a new one that has come to replace the old Ashanti Gold. And so they are going to make their debut in the history of the Ghana Premier League for the 2026-2027 season. But then they are not the only side that are going to make their debut. Even Port City, who qualify from Zone 3, are also going in there for their debut. And then in Zone 1A and B, you can also look at Tamale City for Zone 1A. They have had a stint in the Premier League, but DBB have never tasted the Premier League. It means that if Tamale City qualify, they become the only side that have qualified this season with a Premier League experience. But if it goes in favor of DBB, then we are having 3 debutants in the 2026-27 Ghana Premier League. But they sought qualification with a total of 11 points gap between them and Dwarfs. Dwarfs lost to Sifri All Stars. Before that, it was just 8 points before this weekend match day 27. Dwarfs lost to Sifri All Stars 2-0 away. Then FC Ashanti Gold 04 won against Sky, increasing the points gap to 11. And with that match day 27, the total games that will be played will be 30. Eventually, if it is just 3 games to go, which is 9 points and the points gap is 11, then automatically FC Ashanti Gold 04 have qualified. And this is after Coach Abdul Karim Zito left Kotoko this year to sign for FC Ashanti Gold 04. Having left Kotoko, he's been able to manage a qualification with FC Ashanti Gold 04, becoming the 3rd club he's managed to push to the Premier League, and that is an incredible record for the side.
Indeed, that was Mohamed Shaban speaking there. We begin with the 2026 edition of the Milo Under 13 Champions League, which concluded in style at the Secondees Sports Stadium. The Nkoko Salvation Army Primary School were crowned champions after a 2-0 victory over Kwabenya Atomic in the final. The 4-day competition showcased exciting football from young talents. Now here's Connect Sports' Barack Minta Brown with more.
The 2026 Nestle Milo Under 13 Championship has come to a thrilling conclusion here at the Secondees Sports Stadium, with Nkoko Salvation Army Primary School crowned champions after a confident 2-0 victory over Kwabenya Atomic MA Basic School in the grand finale. It was a fitting end to an exciting 4-day tournament that showcased some of the brightest young football talent across the country. In the 3rd playoff, then Chemuesio RC Primary School edged Wenchi Methodist Primary School 3-2 on penalties after a goalless draw in regulation time. The final was graced by Ghana football legends Asamoah Gyan and Stephen Appiah alongside Samuel Enimado, all of whom praised the level of talent and organization on display. On the individual front, James Teria of Nkoko Salvation Army Primary School emerged as the tournament top scorer, clinching the Goal King Award with an impressive 7 goals.
Oh, I'm feeling good. Maybe say, tournament in so bet my phone no go do final. This is the sense of it my phone go do final. Na blow game. Say ya brain you do my day ya do final. Na me do say my dey cap. How much me win this award?
Prince Yao, the head coach of Nkoko Salvation Army Primary School, was full of praise for his players, commending their discipline and determination throughout the tournament.
Oh, I'm very happy. This is so surprising.
determination, discipline, and dedication on our part, on the players, the staff, the technical team. I'm entreated that our MPs and the DC should construct a proper stadium for us because we are lacking this facility, which we don't develop this place well. We normally go to Obama, which is the next town, for training, which is very uncalled for.
Ghana's all-time top scorer Samojan, who was in attendance, expressed excitement and asked for consistency in this tournament.
You see these young ones at that age exhibiting their talent. You see the skills and everything. Our time we didn't have that opportunity. They have the exposure and everything, and everybody have seen the talent we have in Ghana. So very, very excited to be part of it this season. It's all about grassroots, and that is what Milo is doing. You have to just build the boys from the grassroots and reach that level. So if you have to be consistent and build them to that level, we can go places.
Head of beverages at Nestle Ghana, Myron Otu, expressed his excitement after the final, highlighting the competition's role in nurturing young talent. The 2026 Milo Under-13 Championship once again lived up to its reputation as a breeding ground for future stars, leaving fans hopeful that the next generation of Ghanaian football talent is already on the rise. For 3 Sports, Barack Minta Brown, 2nd Sports Stadium.
That was a report by Barack Minta Brown. To Europe now, where Enzo Fernandez fired Chelsea into the FA Cup with final with a 1-0 win over Leeds United. Now Chelsea will be facing Manchester City in the final on May 16th after they themselves defeated Southampton by 2-1. Meanwhile, City manager Pep Guardiola says it's too early to talk about a potential domestic treble.
Too much far away. Let me, before the final, before Aston Villa game, and I will tell you it's a chance, and now it's far away. So now it's important we have 3 days off for the players, and I told them, so don't think about football, rest. And as a make a proper, to arrive, now we start a season for 5 games plus the final, the FA Cup. So, yeah, Premier League is, I would say, it's almost gone. Now we're back second. So, yeah, and we'll see how you arrive.
That was Pep Guardiola speaking. In the English Premier League, Arsenal reclaimed top spots, edging Newcastle United by 1-0. And manager Mikel Arteta spoke after the game.
I'm really happy for the win. We talked about game 1 and how important that was. We said it on the job. We should have finished probably with a bigger margin in certain moments of the game. But when it's 1-0, it's always tough because they have quality, because they brought so many good players from the bench as well. And when we don't finish the action, especially the open ones that we had, the margin is going to be smaller. But
that was Mikel Arteta. To our final story, in Spain, FC Barcelona are on course to secure a back-to-back La Liga titles for the first time since 2019, following a win over Getafe. Now, rivals Real Madrid dropped points against the Real Betis, and head coach Hansi Flick says the team remains focused on their own performance.
Yeah, of course, well done. We appreciate a lot what I see also from the team. I think we control the game, also in the defense, very good. So I'm really grateful how the team's playing. Also, it's not only about with the ball; it's also against the ball, and we did it really fantastic today. And yeah, it's perfect. So now we made our job today, and then this is a good thing. Focus only on the next game. Next game we want to win. This is important, and at the end we have to make our job. And when it's time to celebrate, we'll celebrate. But now, no.
That was Hansi Flick speaking, bringing an end to sports here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. My name is Bill Ishen. We'll see you same time tomorrow with some updates from the UEFA Champions League. But until then, have a great morning.
Just to remind SNIT pensioners that they are all to undergo annual pensioner certification in their birth month. Effective April 2026, pensioners who were born in the months of January, February, and March but have not renewed their pensioner certificate will be taken off the pensioners' payroll. Simply put, the pension no go come. This means that SNIT will suspend paying their monthly pensions until they have renewed their pensioner certificate. All affected pensioners who have not renewed their pensioner certificates are encouraged to do so before the next pension date. Pension pay date, that is, to make the renewal process simple and convenient. Pensioners may use any of SNIT's dedicated channels. They have SNIT mobile app, facial verification. When you use the app, you get a chance to verify per your face or facial verification. If you walk into any of the SNIT branches, you can have your biometric details taken, and the verification will be done through that. You can also go to any of the SNIT co-location, that's any of the banks that is collaborating with SNIT for this enterprise. And then also pensioners with mobility challenges can receive assistance through home visits, or you may call simply 0302 611 622 0302 611 622 for further inquiries. Pensioners may also call SNIT call center 0302 611 622 611 622, or visit any branch or use the mobile app at your convenience to achieve the same purpose. If you're coming to Pram from anywhere in the world, well, you belong to the First HR Hotel. They focus on three things: that peace, people, and quality. And there's a serene escape with legendary service and world-class comfort. And not just a hotel, your home from tranquility. And you could call them on 050-335-9598. That's 050-335-9598 or 0303-989737. That's 0303-989737. Or I'll encourage you to book the First HR Heights, because they don't just provide a room, they provide a reset. The guests tell us that they feel an immediate sense of peace the moment they walk in, a rare kind of assurance that lets their tensions just melt away. If you're looking for a sanctuary where the staff genuinely respects your peace and treats you like family, and that's your only choice, the first and only choice, the First HR Heights. They're also located in town, just about 25 minutes drive to the Accra Business Center. Can you imagine? So close to action. Please call 025 60 60 665. That's 025 60 60 665 or 025 60 70 666. That's 025 60 70 666. And Electroland has something special for you. We call it the Electroland Achede Kese. It's a customer loyalty reward for you. Electroland Ghana Limited says you get a weekly or monthly draws, and the big rewards come your way. If each time you buy a Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO electronics anywhere in Ghana from any authorized dealer or reseller. So you heard me, yes, just go buy Samsung, TCL, Media, NASCO electronics anywhere in Ghana from any authorized dealer or reseller. Just buy your LED, smart TVs, split ACs, double door fridges, auto grill gas cookers, washing machines, sound towers, microwave ovens, blenders, mobile phones, and more from Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO. Yeah. And then you get a chance to dial now star 928 star 8888 hash. That's star 928 star 8888 hash. Or go to register.electrolandraffles.com. That's register.electrolandraffles.com to enter your weekly or monthly draws approved by the NLA on the Caritas platform. And Electroland Ghana Limited says we're rewarding your patronage the big way. And you know, you get on by the USSD code, and you're right in there. In a bit, we're getting into a big conversation here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Our guests are ready, lacing their boots in the guest room right there. We'll bring them into the studio and have that conversation with them. Our power has been going off. I'm sure you're wondering why. Well, we'll get to explore that conversation here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. That's right.
Coffee beans grow by the billions, so they've got to find those extra cups to fill. They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil. You date a girl and find out later she smells like a percolator. Her perfume was made right on the grill.
The activities of ECG. We've seen fake footages of somebody saying that because the girlfriend is here, they are shutting down or they are putting off that area because the friend or the enemy or something. No, this was purposely done to allow us to work, to do the replacements. It's part of our safety protocols, so we shouldn't use it wrongly.
1980s, when we started the National Electrification Program. At that time, the population of Ghana was much smaller than it is today. I think it's of 19 million or 18 million. Today we're 33 million. And it means that all our communities are expanding. And so if we take the example of the transformer in Mawuena, which was 22 years old, you can imagine that the transformer was installed 22 years ago. And since then, the community has expanded beyond the capacity of the transformer. That's why you have the lights being very unstable. And for many years, ECG and NEDCO have not done a mass replacement of transformers to upgrade the power of the transformers to be able to meet the growing demand in the communities. And so the minister made a request and cabinet approved it. The Minister of Finance came to the assistance of the Ministry of Energy and have acquired a lot of transformers for installation nationwide, currently 2,500 transformers. And so we're going to see stable power after this first phase. And like he said, after that, constantly we'll keep taking out the old transformers so that Ghana can have stable power. And so, like he said, I'll appeal to our people. The outages you are facing are not doom so. It is to enable you get better quality and stable power. But like he said, anytime they are going to replace transformers, to inform the people in the area so that they are aware that their lights are going to be put off for a while until the transformers are installed. One of the things that I'm happy about is a lot of these transformers are produced locally in Ghana. They are made in Ghana, transformers. And so it also helps to multiply the benefits that our country is making. I'm looking to
the big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
And then they have me pa and customer because what disappointing by name free and they high do dia and it me jina so dia in disappointed customers
to ko kwa benya side ACP on kopoko asan o mu dum no pa mu tumi dum no ba say 5 minutes no ma so no ma sa dum no ba say another 5 minutes no ma so mu tumi dum to aso sa but sisi ana de na e bia o try so free office kra enko
for these small scale.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
Welcome back. This is Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. If you check your time, it's some 24 minutes to the top of the hour, 9 here on your Urban Lifestyle Radio. My name is Johnnie Hughes, and it's always a pleasure to serve you breakfast right here. 3 guests are expected this morning to join us, but only one is present and punctual. Medical Dr. Prince Amwabeng Agri is a member of the National Communications team. Ebo Bakman is a Deputy Director of Communications of the United Party who will join us. And also Kamal Dean Abdullah is a Deputy National Communications Director of the NPP. Let's begin our conversation first on what looks like Dumso or is not Dumso. And the President insists that it is not Dumso. The ECG insists that it is not Dumso. The people say they see Dumso. What exactly is it? Doc, good morning.
Good morning.
And how are you doing?
I'm doing very
Use the
well.
microphone for me, please. And how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, Johnny. And I hope you are doing well.
I'm greater than Accra. Why have you brought back Dumso? Your government came to power, no Dumso.
You know, whenever it comes to the topic of Dumso, it's something first of all, before I begin, let me say a lovely good morning to our lovely listeners. And we are going to have a couple of insightful discussions. Now, Dumso is something for me personally I'm extremely passionate about. Okay, I remember somewhere in 2013, 2014, the initial episode of this whole Dumso crisis. I was still in school by then in the university. And you realize that there are certain times that you may have exam coming up the following day. And the day before, Charlie, you have to do some last minute preparation.
Right.
And you realize that the whole night, Dumso. So your preparation, your last minute preparation is so it's something that we've pushed, we continue to push, and we continue to try and then prevent. Now, during the initial episode, which is between about 2013 to 2016, the initial Dumso, we made certain interventions, like the construction of the American plants
on 3FM,
and then expansion of our existing infrastructure. Now, recently, we've seen certain power outages and certain challenges we are experiencing. And before I begin, I would want to plead with the general public, especially. I know sometimes you have food stored in your fridge.
Right.
You have, for those who sell food in wholesale, you know, some people even have cold stores.
Right.
You know, it leads to loss and then a lot of food getting spoiled. In fact, recently, you know, I prepared some very appetizing contemporary stew, or had some very appetizing contemporary stew, and you know, due to the power outages, I realized the stew got spoiled. So it's something we are very passionate about. Now, so this is the current situation. Okay, since the beginning of April, we have been experiencing certain, you know, random pockets of isolated incidences of power outages across the country. And these disruptions, okay, were initially, okay, due to what we call planned changes with regards to the transformers.
Right.
Okay, you realize that throughout the history of Ghana, okay, in fact, let's say over 20 years ago, the same transformers, let's say if one transformer was initially taking care of about 20,000 people.
Right.
Now, that same transformer is taking care of over 80,000 to 100,000 people, which means there's more workload for the transformer to do.
Exactly.
It leads to increased stress, strain, and eventually, you know, these things need to be maintained.
Okay. I'll have you hold your horses. Let's connect on the phone line with Dr. Charles Nini Aiku. He is the Director of External Communications for the Electricity Company of Ghana. Doc, thank you very much indeed for your time. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Please, how are you doing?
I am greater than Accra, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir.
Great. Now, the talk in town is that Dumso is back. What do you say about that, sir?
Thank you once again, and good morning to your viewers and listeners. I'm not aware of the fact that Dumso is back. what I'm aware is that we have enough generation that for since the 23rd or so, we experienced a very major fire incident at Rico's Akosombo substation. And that has affected power generation and supply within some parts of the country. So the issue of Dumso is something I'm not aware of.
Now, if you are not aware of it, what could the people then be complaining about, that their lights keep going off and for some 12 hours, some 24 hours, some intermittently? How do you explain it, sir?
Okay, so aside the major fire incidents that has occurred, there are already pockets of challenges within our network. And for some few or so days, we've experienced some weather changes, which of course means that there's going to be high demand for power. Yes. So aside the incidents at the Gridco, there are already existing pockets of challenges in the network, which has resulted in the full-scale planned installation and upgrade of our transformers. So that is the current situation now.
Now, in terms of those who are asking the nagging questions, saying that their stuff are being destroyed, their work is being impeded, what sayest thou today?
We sincerely apologize. We are. So let's pick the incident at the Gridco.
Right.
As we speak,
mm-hmm.
Our engineers, our technical people from BCG, from VIA and Gridco, are working to ensure that the various parts of the country that went off during the incident will come back. A lot of work has been done. And I'm very much aware, for that I'm aware, that some areas are back online or back on supply.
Right.
Gradually, we should be able to see some improvement, some major improvement when it comes to the restoration of power very soon. And we sincerely apologize. You know, it is not easy. And I must confess that as a staff of ECG, I'm not excluded from these experiences. We don't take delight in switching off or promoting outages. Even if for nothing at all, my parents, my family members, my friends like you, colleagues, church members are also suffering same. We are in this thing together. So I would continue to urge the public to remain calm and assure them that the situation is under control. But we sincerely apologize. And as we do always with people like you and your media house, whenever there are further updates, that we provided. Fortunately, the minister will give full-scale presentation on this afternoon. And I'm sure a lot of us will be updated on the current situation.
These transformers that are being swapped for new ones, when do we hope to complete the process? Because I don't remember that we're given a timeline for that, sir.
Well, so at the press conference, which of course was covered by Media General, a lot of these issues were addressed. We looked at there was a timeline, and we said for the immediate intervention, which is up to 6 months, we hope to inject about 2,500 distribution transformers to relieve overloaded stations across all operational areas. We are also going to replace hundreds of damaged transformers and associated materials, including ring main units and distribution pillars.
Right.
Within that same 6 months, replace 1,500 rotting poles in the low voltage network and operation keep the lights on. And then when you move to the category 2, which is the short to long-term investment, that's in 6 to 12 months, we are constructing the distribution control transfer links to provide alternative supply paths. So when it comes to some of our networks, some have been designed, they have the old designs, which provide alternative supply paths. So if this area goes off, it is difficult to reroute connections. So now we are looking at developing or constructing these distribution control transfer links that will provide that alternative supply path. So if this site goes off and there's a challenge, we should be able to do that. And this is a major redundancy strategy that we've put in place to help resolve issues like this. So yes, there's a plan, there's a strategy, and we hope to deploy that as we move along. And as I said, it's progressive.
Right.
So we urge our customers to bear with us. It's been a difficult time.
I was in Bolga. The lights were off at some point. In Tamale as well, the lights were off because I was descending. I came to Accra via flight last night, and the lights were off at certain areas. Are we doing this transformer change across the country, if that's the understanding, sir?
Okay. So the Volta and Oti regions have very peculiar issues. It has got nothing to do with the current transformer replacement because we are yet to move to the Volta region to do that. But there's an issue with low voltage coming from our national transition grid. So the GridCo, as well as ECG, have come together and conducted a joint site visit. Now, some of the areas are being fed on the 69 kV line. We are looking at increasing that system to 161 kV. And with government support, we've been able to start the process, which will be along the Eastern Corridor Transition Project, which has, of course, started. So we are going to construct a 45-kilometer, 161 kV transmission line from Asiepe to Ho, and we are going to build a new box supply point in Ho. So with a new box supply point in Ho, it means that when we pick the power from GridCo, we are able to now get it step down within our own new BSP within the region. That is Ho. So from there, all those who were on a different line and were having low voltage will now be moved to the new BSP line, and then that will be resolved. So the entire transmission corridor from Asiepe to KGB would really improve and fall within the standard values. So there's going to be a new BSP in Ho, and that will have 5 times the transmission capacity of the existing one.
When all of this is said and done, what will be the quality of the delivery from your end for the people of Ghana in terms of power supply?
Great. So when all this is said and done, there's going to be a better reliability when it comes to our network. So there's going to be increased power supply within these areas and reduce system overloads and equipment failures. It also minimizes the frequency and duration of outages and overall improve voltage stability and service reliability.
Now, the 1,000 megawatts of power that is currently off the grid because of what happened in Akosombo relative to the grid substation must have taken a heavy toll. How is ECG managing that? Could that be the reason we're experiencing the power outages here and there?
Of course. The incidents had a great impact on our power supply. But I can assure you, of course, the minister will give details this afternoon. I can assure you that there have been significant improvements in the restoration of power within that sector. I mean, that after that incident. So, not to jump the gun, let's wait for the minister to give full-scale report on the situation for better appreciation.
Is ECG ever going to consider inclusion of solar power in your mix? Because we started off with hydro. Along the line, you brought in thermal. Now the sun is blazing. Is ECG going to consider harvesting it for our sakes so we can get power?
In fact, there are a lot of conversations around that. We've had meetings with the Energy Commission on this. And so, never say never.
I don't understand, sir.
Yeah, what I mean is that there are a lot of conversations around solar.
Right.
Right. Even Bui Power has a solar farm and all of that. And if we are distributors and our source of power or some of our generating stations are using solar to augment current hydro and thermal systems, then it's something that must be considered. So there are conversations around that. And as I said, if I said never say never, it means that we are open for further discussion, assess the systems, and make sure that whatever we include will be at the benefit of our customers. Whatever will promote better power reliability, that will make our customers, the general public, comfortable and go about their normal duties, reliable power, no low voltage issue, but within the standard values, we are in for it. So all these things are being considered. And when the master plan is rolled out, I'm sure you get to know about it.
Dr. Charles Ninia Iku, I thank you very much indeed for your time. He's the manager for external communications of the Electricity Company of Ghana. We're grateful, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm grateful too.
And it's some 54 minutes after 8. That's 6 minutes to the top of the hour 9. Here's the Minister for Energy and Green Transitions, Dr. John Jenapo, talking about the Akosombo substation fire situation and demanding for an emergency overhaul and audit of all grid systems. Listen.
National security from all the other parastatals who matter. And we're giving them 2 weeks, maximum 3 weeks, to do a detailed, thorough investigation, the cause of the incident, whether there were any human elements, whether there was any negligence, and then based on their report, we can take it up. But immediately, our principal focus and our main focus is restoration of power. And the Chief Executive of GridCo, the Chief Executive of VRA, all those who matter are here. And I've charged them to work 24/7. They've indicated that they're going to work 24/7 with different gangs. The first objective is to evacuate Unit 1 by close of today. What they will do is that they will isolate the power and feed it into the system. I've asked them to proceed without compromising safety, without compromising standards and best practices. And so we would continue to work. Let me appeal to Ghanaians. Yes, there's a major explosion which resulted in a major fire incident. Be that as it may, we intend to overcome that challenge, and we'll work around the clock to overcome the challenge.
How soon is time we having such explosion?
I'm told it's not the first time we've experienced an explosion, but this fire, the level of the fire is quite severe and serious. And so the question is that, how long did it take for the fire to be extinguished? Could we have responded much earlier? These are issues that the committee will come up with.
Earlier, we heard you saying you've also asked that we do an overhauling of all energy sectors or units.
Now, what we do is that periodically we do a systems audit of our units to ensure that everything is up to date. But I'm saying that following this incident, I'm ordering an emergency overhaul and audit of all our systems once again to ensure that all the systems are robust, not just the power sector, but also the petroleum sector.
Without prejudice, what could happen to anybody found comparable in case somebody is involved in this?
Let the results come. Let we get the report, and I assure you that we'll follow the report to the letter.
For us, what we'll be interested in will be, when will power be restored to these affected communities?
I said that from today. Their target is that by the close of today, they will restore the first unit and continue through that process.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
Dr. Agri is my guest. He speaks on the ticket of the NDC. So you heard the minister, and then you had the ECG official telling us and contextualizing the situation. But for the ordinary man out there, these things are just words and perhaps officialese, because they are thinking of, how do we get light? How do we get light to iron, to cook, to store our stuff, to run our business? How do we get light for the children to be able to read? And I'm sure that back in the day, like you just rightly alluded, you had opportunity to go around and just to make sure that you are learning to get your medical certificates properly done. The children of today, the market women of today, the men and women in this country today who may not want to hear any of this, but they want to see the light. What have you to say to them?
So to the children, adolescents, young adults, students, still studying and
Sunrise on 3FM.
What I want to say is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has always been committed in his fight or in his commitment towards the energy sector, in particular, towards making sure we have constant, regular electricity. And this is evidenced by the varied and extensive work we've done in the energy sector. In regards to the establishment and expansion of the current infrastructure that we had between 2013 and 2016, and also in regards to the operationalization of the Ameri plant, and then just to name a few. So I understand it can be frustrating. In fact, sometimes when the lights go off, mosquitoes and houseflies, so you wouldn't be able to get your adequate number of hours or requisite hours needed for you to rest, between 6 to 8 hours.
Right.
Okay, so what happens is, for even students, you realize that you're not able to rest properly, and by the time you go to class the following day, you're already tired. So I understand it's a major issue. Okay, but I want to ensure, and I want to reiterate His Excellency's commitment in regards to the development of the energy sector. We can see during the previous NDC government, there were so many landmarks that we did in addition to the establishment of the Atuabo gas processing plants, which was a major milestone in regards to the allowing Ghana to be able to process our own gas in order to generate electricity.
Right.
So I'm very confident that John Mahama is going to address the needs of the children, the adolescents and adults, and currently not only children go to school, a lot of the working class citizens
That's
are
right.
doing masters and PhDs and all that. So it's a big issue. It's a big issue that we are addressing. But as the Honourable Minister has stated, categorically, clearly, and without that, it is being worked on. Certain interventions have been put in place to ensure that the problem is going to be curbed. The engineers and technical teams are currently on site and working around the clock to assess the damage and then stabilize the system and also restore the generation as quickly as possible. And it is important for us to emphasize that this was unforeseen, and it is a peculiar thing. It's not something that's here to stay. It was out of the blue. It was a sudden fire explosion at our Gridco, one of our Gridco substations in Akosombo, which caused or led for us to shut down temporarily the Akosombo, and which led to the loss of 1,000 megawatts of electricity being generated, which is very substantial. We're looking at the amount we then generate on a daily basis. So I want to assure and reiterate that this afternoon at 2 p.m., the Honourable Minister will be addressing the public to give extensive details on the work that has been done and the work that he intends to implement in this sector. But I want to assure the public that this is something that's not here to stay. It's something that's temporary. It's something that we are going to work on. And then it's something that is going to be resolved within the soonest possible
Great.
time.
Kamaldeen Abdullah is joining us. He's a Deputy National Communications Director of the NPP. He has his eyes on the Nanton seat, is it? Kamal, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. But I may be surprising you. I'm yet
you're
weighing stuff there.
Others are also pulling you away from Nanton.
We'll see how it goes.
They are pulling you elsewhere.
We'll see how it goes. It
And
looks
Nanton
like
people may not be happy with you.
This is politics, so
they have been with you since the beginning.
No, I'm not saying no, but I'm saying that this is politics we do,
Right.
and it's laced with so much dynamics,
Right.
And sometimes you have to weigh options and look at things very well. But for now, of course, I am an illustrious son of Nanton,
Right.
and I continue to be. I am also a member of the party there,
Right.
Locally, and I have contested 2 times, or I've attempted 2 times to
Right.
become their
Right.
candidate or member of parliament. It didn't work out, but of course, trust me, we're still on. So all is on the table, and we'll see how it goes. So whatever it is, I'll get back to you on
Right.
it. All right.
I know that there are conversations about Dumso and whether or not it is back. The NDC insists that Dumso is not back. The minister says it's not back. ECG says it is not back. But for the ordinary man out there who's running a barber shop, who is a welder, who does some ice cream, who does a mini, what do you call it, cold store, and all those other businesses that require electricity, they think that Dumso is back. What do you think?
Yeah. Before I begin, let me say good morning once again to you. I think you kind of ambushed me with the Nanton issue, so
Journalists will always be journalists.
I could not say a very good morning to my brother sitting here, and of course to your cherished listeners of 3FM, wherever they are, 92.7. I want to say good morning to them, and to your good self. You see, when your key is missing and you claim it is not missing, opening your door shall be very difficult for you. And as a result, when you are unable to open it, you would have to sleep out.
Okay.
And the rain will lash at you very, very well. That is the situation NDC finds themselves this morning.
Is on
You see,
92.7.
I recall
Sunrise
when
on
I was
3
listening to
FM.
my brother when he made reference to 2014, 2015. When
As a student.
Yeah, as a student. He was a student and all that. I was listening to him actually. 2014, 2015, thereabout, when it started, this was how actually they started with excuses. First, they said it was some pipe within the gas pipeline that was broken and that they were going to fix it and blah, blah, blah. If you recall.
Yes, I remember that.
Then it ended up being promises upon promises, excuses upon excuses, and until people were dying under Dumso, under NDC. You see, I wish them well. And I don't wish Ghanaians go through that situation again. No, I don't. It is my prayer we keep the lights on. More so when they came on the back of promising 24-hour economy. In fact, they're even constructing markets. As I speak now, they say they have issued contracts to the tune of 260-something contracts to build 24-hour economy markets.
Right.
Which markets shall be fitted with lights. And a whole lot of things. I heard the local government minister telling us that, look, this is unprecedented, never before. Can you run 24-hour economy without energy?
It is impossible.
Very! You can't do that. I would have thought that what fundamentally you ought to have fixed properly was your energy base.
Sunrise on 3FM, the best in the morning.
Why are we paying for Doomsor levy today? Because the argument is that we want to keep the lights on. Because we are saddled with debt in that area. And for that matter, Ghanaians should listen to us, agree to us, pay 1 cedi on each liter of fuel you buy. That is how cruel this government is.
But you've seen the transformers, haven't you?
With all respect, I'm taking you, I'm trying to tell you who they are.
A certain trajectory.
Yes. So we accepted and agreed to pay the 1 cedi.
To keep the power on.
Even though they said betting tax, e-levy were all obnoxious taxes. In fact, if I come out, I don't stick lotto. And there's no day I will ever come
pay
out
your religion.
stick lotto. That's me. That's my belief. I see it as evil. It's my nature. So there's no way betting tax would have even gotten me. And I believe there are many out there who thinks like me. So that was a tax that you ought to pay if you actually engage in it. But fuel, whether I like it or I don't like it, my brother Hughes, I buy fuel. Even on my way, I bought fuel. And I paid 1 cedi on each liter to government. Because government told me that if I pay that 1 cedi, I'm assured of my lives being on. The story is different this morning. And I told you, they started with excuses of gas pipeline and whatever. Now, look, what did my brother say? Look, Ghanaians, we are awake. When did the explosion happen?
About 3 days ago.
And when did Doomsor start? So how can that be the excuse now? You see, let's get serious. 3 days ago, the explosion occurred. And before 3 days ago, I listened to you when you were interviewing my brother.
That's Nini Aiko.
Ni said, no, there's no Doomsor.
Yes, that's what the ECG says.
What do you mean? Doomsor is what? My lights is gone off and back. Simple. So what do you mean that there's no Doomsor?
How different is that from Doomsor here?
So he should have given me a term. You asked him a simple question. Is there Doomsor? He said there's no Doomsor. He doesn't know of Doomsor. Meanwhile, my lights goes off for 24 hours. You even gave me an example when you went to Upper East and the rest. And the man who is supposed to give me hope is telling me there's no Doomsor. Me, who is experienced, my good brother's stew got bad.
Oh, were you there in his fridge?
No, he told me. He said he had some appetizing stew.
Yes, appetizing stew.
And it affected him. They denied him eating his contemporary stew.
How did you know it was contemporary stew?
He said it. He mentioned. We're not listening to him.
He said appetizing.
No, he said appetizing contemporary stew. Listen to him. Okay. I will not lie against him.
After he then, I'm going to respond.
No, you see, so I am telling you what they have subjected Ghanaians to, including themselves. And yet they say we should take them serious.
They say it's for a period. It will end after the transformers are changed.
Precedent. That was how they started. Gas pipeline. It was for a period. This was this. It ended up taking us years. Look, let me tell you. Facts. We need money. The solution is money. Make sure our thermal plants are running. Make sure there's crude. Be frank to the people. Tell them that the war that occurred, crude has not come in more. We are managing what we have. Tell them.
Can we end this cycle with solar power, for example?
Look, I have been to the Ministry of Energy. You know, I serve on 2 energy boards.
That's right.
And I had so much interest in the Ministry of Energy. And I had a good friend who was also a chief director there sometime. So I used to ask a lot of questions.
Right.
And I used to go there. And there was this conversation around clean energy, okay, which you have alluded to solar and all that.
Right.
Clean energy, that is wind energy, solar and all that. There's a conversation around, and I think there has been a document. There's even an office created at the Ministry of Energy in charge of that. Okay, I would have thought that there are private companies in this country now who I went to a friend around Botema, and his house is fully solar.
Yeah.
Fully solar. I asked him, and he gave me the cost of how much he spent. Fully solar. He's not with the grid at all.
He's on his own.
He's on his own. He doesn't use the grid at all. And his air condition, everything is working. So what I would have thought was that government quickly, let me profess the solution to them. Let my brother Jonapo call all these companies on board, just like we wanted to do with 1D, 1F.
Right.
Private companies who are into this solar, invite them to the table. We have about 10 or 20 or 15. If you have them, tell them that, look, these are the criteria we have put for you. If you can meet those criteria, you be in charge of OT region, you be in charge of that region, you be in charge of this. Then, of course, government is going to look at how we can subvent. Okay? For example, if a citizen of this country says that, okay, I want solar in my house. Okay, this company is supposed to do that. And then they work out the mathematics, and it's maybe, say, it's going to cost the person 100,000 cedis. Obviously, there's no much money. Government say, okay, as a result of clean energy and whatever that's going to go, the incentive we are going to give is that we may take 30% of the cost. You get what I mean? Then aggregate all that comes back to Parliament, just as you have done for the fuel side. Okay? And say, look, we have promised that we're going to do this subvention for this. This is what's practical. So Parliament, can we pass a law that on this sector and this sector and this sector, some taxes that are there, let's give a small notch higher, either 1%, 2%, 3%, and aggregate that money to be able to push in for the 30% that we are talking to pay for. Trust me, my brother, this your solar suggestion would work if only we are deliberate about it. Now, those companies who are private companies will now work together. They are registered with the Energy Ministry and then by extension ECG. They will now work with the public. So who is interested will now come in, and then you have a quota to pay. Government has a quota to pay to the contractor, and then we say that, okay, let's pilot. Amasaman, we are targeting 100 houses. This area we are targeting 200 houses. This area we are doing this. Distribute among the private companies. And I tell you, when we do this by close of 5 years, you will see where Ghana will be in terms of clean energy.
But you could have done it when you were in government.
It doesn't matter. That is why maybe we were voted out. Simple. Don't always try to compare. You told me you have superior ideas. You have superior arguments you have to advance.
And so far they have not shown any.
You are better than us.
So far they have not shown any.
But what have they shown when we are in Dumso? Were you in Dumso?
Yes.
You were not in Dumso?
I was not.
Please, let's be very factual. You were not. You were not. We kept the lights on until they came. And we even told them that, hey, Ghanaians, watch out. When they come, they'll put off your lights.
The lights were good. I interviewed Napo. I interviewed.
With the greater respect. Hold on.
With
the greater respect, I was in Ghana, and you can open the phone lines and find out.
Hold on.
They were not Dumso like we are seeing today.
I interviewed Napo, and he told me that what we have is called Dumsi.
That was when they were working on that power plant. It was a short time thing they did. But the lies kept on for very long time with us under us. And you promised you are going to do the best. And we warn Ghanaians against these people. That look, these are people who will come with all lofty ideas, promises, and they cannot do anything, they can't deliver. And they have shown it. So I am telling you that they don't have superior argument. This is NDC for you. And there is no way we are going to sit down and watch them. Now this comparison of MPP didn't do this, that is not a yardstick. Your yardstick is that you told Ghanaians that they should give confidence to you. They did that. Just like the galamsey. You told them every 1 week you can finish it. Sam George. At the end of the day, where is galamsey now? It's West. You are even insulting reverend ministers for speaking about it. Yes.
They have apologized for it.
They are even insulting reverend ministers. They are even insulting professors, Professor Advertisements and co. They are insulting. Even the president himself says what? His own people are in galamsey. Who have you arrested? So that is how they are. That's a stock in trade. NDC. And I am telling you that Ghanaians are watching them. That no wonder their goodwill has declined, has actually nosedived. So on Dumso, of course, I have listened to the technocrats. I've listened to my brother, and we are yet to listen to the energy minister. But when you asked me a question on the solar, that's why I actually gave my view and my perspective.
So for you,
that's what I would have done.
Dumso is back for you.
For now, you see, so long as my lights goes off and then on, it's still Dumso. So of course that's what it is until it's solved.
Okay.
So when you ask me whether it's back, I'll tell you it's back.
It's back.
That is why I was surprised the man didn't tell you yes there was lights off, but he ended up telling you, look, first he said they had generational problem.
That's right.
They didn't tell that there were no generational problems earlier. They told that it was transformers they were changing. Now he is saying that there are generational problems. Then when you ask him about Polga and then voltage again, then he said, oh, they were low voltages. Since when did we know about low voltages? They didn't tell us this. So please, that's what I'm saying. That look, my brother Junapor should not be used. He's a smart gentleman.
He's being used.
Of course, he's being used.
By who?
By technocrats. Make sure you work well. They can mess you up. That's me.
Okay.
My brother Junapor should not just sit down, not be an armchair. I know him. You understand? Make sure they give you proper briefing.
Okay.
And then you follow up.
Okay.
And then if what is this, call a spade, tell us that this generational capacity is out. We can't get it. Give us timelines. We can get it around maybe 2 years or 3 years or 1 year. Let Ghanaians be prepared and know. So if you want to sit down and play semantics around this whole matter, then of course it is why we do the
Okay. Well, 4 years ago, I'll give you a right of response. Kamal also have a right to respond.
Response to what?
He says he wants to respond to.
What he wanted to say. Listen to you. I don't
if he does,
he's still how he still went bad. He was not.
If you do, then he will also do. That's okay. So just to be fair, but hold on for me. Let me take you to 4 years ago. Listen to this, a bit of it of TV3 New Day.
For Finance was in Parliament, read in full detail what the government's intention is for the 2022 fiscal year. Part of what he read included a portion on energy, petroleum, and all the related issues. This morning we have in studio a medical doctor, politician, who's also the member of Parliament for Mensha South, and he's an honourable minister responsible for energy, the Honourable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, popularly known as Napo. Good morning. How are you doing, sir?
Good morning, bro.
You look very well.
Thank God.
How's the energy ministry doing?
It's steady, growing. We are happy.
You're happy?
Comfortable.
Is Dumso back?
Is it back? Yourself, the question should be asked.
No, I'm asking you.
No, I'm asking you. You're a consumer. I'm a policy maker. Is Dumso back?
What feedback are you taking?
None. Actually, the feedback I'm taking is that when it's even raining, the lights are on.
Okay. So Dumso is not back?
It's never going to be back.
I see. Are we done with Doom CCA?
No, we are not.
We are not.
We are not.
So then there are a few bottlenecks here and there that you're trying to
Obviously, if I don't accept that, that's probably a biggest lie.
Okay.
And we accept the fact that we need to still invest in our energy sector to be able to ensure that there's affordable, reliable electricity. Energy security is key. And one of them is electricity security or energy access. So government understands that it needs to put in an investment in the right places. Of course, governments have put in investments in the power generators. Government needs to put in the investors in the transmitters, and the local distribution companies for faults to be as minimal as possible, to prevent the occurrence of what you tried to describe it and equate it to doom.
Not me.
Which is not
the Ghanaian public.
Which is
the
not.
Ghanaian public.
But let's be frank. Let's go back to 4 years, 2012, 2016, when every day, in that 4 years, there was electricity rationing.
Okay.
All over the country. No part of the country was left unscathed. And tell me, this last year, if we have seen that.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
Welcome back, Dr. Agri. You had a point of rebuttal quickly.
Yes,
Let's
yes,
hear
yes.
that. That was Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, by the way.
Oh, okay.
This was from 4 years ago, where Doom CSA, he admitted that there's, on and off, but it is to fix the problem, and not Doom so as we had
4 years ago, right?
Yes, 4 years ago.
So
exactly, this 4 years.
So Johnny, I find it very hypocritical and deceitful that a member of the MPP can sit here and make certain serious allegations. Now, just about 4 years ago, there was a serious doomsday crisis which was happening in this country. And we live in a country where the former energy minister sat down and threw his hands in despair and asked us to draw our own schedule
You know, how can you be so rude when talking to the Ghanaian people? The people who elected you into office, the people who gave you the power in order to govern and rule over them. And you throw your hands and then just throw your weight about, talking to them so arrogantly. No. We won't allow that, which is why certain changes were made. Now, we live in a country where the member of the MPP, has the effrontery to accuse the NDC, whilst it was found out that there was massive economic mismanagement with regards to the ECG. I mean, in fact, there was the cumulative loss between 2017 and 2024, just with the ECG was over 24 billion Ghana cedi.
Right.
Now, after the end of 2024, after when we took power, the whole energy sector had a debt. The debt had ballooned to about 68 billion Ghana cedi. Johnny, do you know do you know what this money could have been used to do? You know, it is estimated that the average cost of a transformer, you know, ranges between about 100,000 to about 500,000 US dollars. Can you imagine the number of transformers these huge sums of money could have bought? And the MPP has the effrontery and the guts to sit here and accuse a party or a government who introduced so many interventions with regards to the energy sector. Now, Kamaldeen cannot mention one intervention in MPP
regarding what?
With regards to the energy sector.
But there was Doomsday. What do you think that was?
As in 2024, we're still having power outages.
Is it to the tune or to the levels that we have now?
No. So currently, it's a crisis we are experiencing. Okay, currently, before in April, the power outages were programmed and then planned. Because of the upgrade we were doing, the transformer upgrade and replacement planning program. So that one, we had come up with a schedule before the power outages. Let's say, for example, Tishinungwa, before the lights go off, we announce and then inform the public that we are going to turn off your light due to replacement of your transformer. Okay, so it happened in various regions. That one was planned, and however, just last week Thursday, 23rd April, that was when we had the unfortunate incident of the fire outbreak in the Akosombo substation. So the earlier statement I made in regards to the steel getting spoiled, I was empathizing with the Ghanaian public that they are not alone in this battle.
But did your stew got spoiled?
Oh yes.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay.
He's my Kotomri stew. He enjoys it. He goes back. It's bad, so sad.
Sunrise on 3FM.
Yes.
The best
You know,
in the
people are going through a lot. No. So the difference between the NDC and the MPP.
Yeah.
The NDC, we understand.
Your stews get spoiled, we say it, but we don't say it.
We understand and listen to the people, and we relate. Okay, we relate at their level. You know, they are not going through it alone.
How do you respond to areas that have not been told that we are changing your transformer, but their lights are still off? And I'll give you a classical example. I was in Tamale yesterday from Borga, came down. I was in Tamale for quite some time before I booked I hopped on the plane to Accra, last flight at 7:20. I was in certain portions in Tamale. Right from the airport area, you come into I've forgotten the name of the town, forgive me. But the lights have not been on. I was in Borga when I checked because I was coming to do some work there. I got to Tamale, the lights were not on. In fact, I had to stay in Borga for another night because the power had not returned. Hoping that when I left on Sunday, by the time I got there in the afternoon, the lights will be on. The lights were still not on. This morning I checked again, the light is still not on. And clearly you cannot tell me that over 5 days we are swapping a transformer.
No, so the fire outbreak occurred on the 23rd April. That's last week Thursday.
Right.
So it was after that we started having this rampant and then unplanned. No. The example Johnnie just gave, it was just you gave the example from this weekend to yesterday, which is happened after the power outbreak, the explosion. So I mean, we live in a country where the energy minister, you know, can sit down and instruct
Ghanaians, meaningful, well-meaning Ghanaians who voted you into power,
right,
to draw your own schedule, and the only fault of Ghanaians was that they were making inquiries, asking why are our lights going off, what's happening, what's going on, and he sits down and then throws tantrums and then throws his hands about as if he owns the country, and he's the same person who wanted to run for vice president, and you see what Ghanaians did to him. So
that was why you were voted into power.
Exactly.
What have you changed?
Have you brought the schedule now?
Oh no, come on, allow me. Come on, allow me.
So
what have you changed?
The schedule, as I mentioned, no. As I mentioned earlier, there are two different scenarios we're experiencing. The first scenario started in April, which is the replacement of the transformers. Okay, if these transformers had been replaced duly and on time, we wouldn't have been having these challenges we're experiencing now. So what's happening now is the replacement of the the transformers that's in the early stages of April until the unfortunate incident last week, which is being investigated and corrected as we speak. So it was from last week that we started having these frequent and rampant power outages that we are currently experiencing. So it's two different scenarios. Let's not confuse the two. The initial one was planned, scheduled, and according to a planned schedule. This current one is rampant, which is currently being under control, which is why I was strictly empathizing with Ghanaians currently going through it, that is being worked on, and I assure Ghanaians that His Excellency, the President, is putting in
the area is Songnayili.
Songnayili.
Yes.
Okay.
Songnayili in the north. The light has been off for at least, I know, 3 days. And that certainly cannot be. Songnayili. Okay. Songnayili. Yeah.
That's where my sister lives.
Okay. Yes. So you can actually verify from your sister.
Of course. No, I know. I already know what they're going through.
I have a little problem with, if by now a number of the MPP guys who were, accused of, procurement breaches and procurement malpractices had been imprisoned by now, Kamaldeen wouldn't have the confidence to sit here and.
But your Attorney General says that he is working on the cases. Why are you blaming Kamal for it?
So Dumso has now gone to they should imprison people. What kind of argument is this?
No.
It's a big conversation.
No, hold on. He said, yeah. What are you saying?
He said if they had imprisoned people, they would not. What has that got to do with my life?
I want to know the correlation.
The correlation is the embezzlement and the financial malpractices which happened during their government, which led to the debt we experienced when we were taking over government. Okay, to the tune of over 68 billion Ghana cedis.
What has that got to do with my light staying on?
It's got to do with your light staying on in regards to the fact that certain monies which before could have been used to replace transformers, certain monies before which could have been used to maintain our transformers as and when we needed it, has not been done not done.
So you think that jailing people then will cower them into submission? Is that what?
No, I think that retrieving the stolen loot, retrieving the stolen funds, would have been used to replace these transformers.
Okay.
And if they were replaced on time, we wouldn't have experienced this currency.
I hear you. Come on, take your bites on this quickly so we can move on.
I wouldn't like I can appreciate the struggle of my brother. He's been struggling.
He's struggling.
Yeah, of course, he's struggling. You see, that's what happens when you are in power. You see, when reality dawns on you, it's different from when you are in a position that you want to run your mouth. Okay? And say whatever you want to say.
Sunrise on
How
3
do you
FM,
end
the best
by saying
in the
that
morning.
if they had imprisoned people, if they had arrested and imprisoned people, look, oral.
Operation Recover or Loot.
That was what they did when we voted for them first. Without recourse to any legal regime, you set up something. Okay, so of course, morally you said it was right. And then you said, through Okujato Ablakwa, you told Ghanaians that you had uncovered about $21 billion in loot, and that you were going to recover all these monies, and presented it. Your Attorney General, Dominic Ayine, says most of it were garbage. It cannot be tried in court. I didn't say it. A member of Oral, who was an Auditor General, Domelevo, said most of what they did were garbage. I didn't say it. So who are you lying to? And you come and sit and say they should imprison people based on nothing.
Prosecute.
You said they should have been in prison.
Prosecute
I don't
those
know
who
of
are
your background.
those
If you
who are
are a medical person, of course I am.
He's a medical
very
person.
good. So
But you are learning.
To be a legal person, there is a process you take through. Every single person is protected in this country. Johnnie is protected. I'm protected. You are protected. Okay. Article 19 tells you that there must be due process of the law. It's clear. You don't just get up and put people in prison. No. So don't let the people deceive you. My good brother, the point is that you lie to Ghanaians that you're going to get 21 billion. Where is the 21 billion? Even to
from oral.
From oral. You've not gotten it. 2 years down the line. You lie to
It's not 2 years yet, Kamba.
They're almost 2 years.
It's not 2 years.
Going down.
1 year, 4 months.
I want him to know where he is.
1 year, 4 months.
They can't even build a proper docket. It took the president to come and tell you that hey, we are overwhelmed with cases and we even want private lawyers to help us. The next moment you are after OSP, who is supposed to help you prosecute. Just give him a fiat. Even that one you want to scrap it off.
Has he gone to request?
Your moral right.
Has the OSP gone to request for the fiat?
Oh, it's two-way. You see, it's either an executive instrument is presented, is prepared if you really are committed, okay, by the executive, empowering the OSP to continue with his work. That is, if you are committed to fighting corruption. Or he also says, okay, based on Section 4 of the Act, I would like to write for that clearance. Right. It's two-way. So this is not a matter we should even be. If you and I all want to fight corruption. Now, so this brother should understand there's a due process of the law.
Kunzo, for those of you watching us on Facebook on 3FM 927, this is a situation in the Ashanti region. This is a barber. He doesn't have electricity, but he is using a rechargeable clipper to barb the hair of it, and has a torchlight as well.
That's how bad this is. Even operation, some people use lanterns. That's what it's happening.
Where? Lanterns where?
Go to the villages where there are no lights. You mentioned so annually. Using the chips compound there, if there's some minor surgery to be done on somebody and there's no light, won't they use lantern?
3FM.
Why don't you use lantern? You say you are building chips compound across the country, and you've even given contracts on that on primary healthcare. You are a doctor. And if there are no lights and you have to put nurses, health workers there, you even say health workers, if they refuse posted, they will not get their slot. You have done all this and you don't have energy. You have told us you are going to give a 24-hour economy. That's NDC for you.
You disagree with Abampapaba?
When there's no energy, how can I do 24 hours? The Baba is struggling with light. You have not seen the Baba. So how can there be 24-hour economy?
Okay.
So you see your lies to people. Ghanaians are watching you and they've seen it.
Let's listen to Christopher. Christopher is an Northern Regional correspondent. Listen to him.
If the power is on, the light is on, the current is not enough to be able to power some machines. About 2 months ago, some cold store operators within these areas, the Eastern Corridor areas, have come out to complain actually that their products were going bad and they were running into some financial losses. Now, the issue is that in the Greater Tamale community itself, we have instances where there are power outages, but some of the instances we have the NECO VRA people coming to explain to the populace that at this particular time there will be power outages for some maintenance work, but the situation in the Eastern Corridor part is not like that. The power goes off. It takes about an hour or two before there is a communication as to what triggered the power to go off. And so those in the Eastern Corridor part are actually bearing the brunt, but those around the western part of the northern region and savannah regions are not actually experiencing it that much.
But you earlier said that the situation is...
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
26 minutes to the top of the hour, 9 here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Now, the question is, should religious leaders stay away from national conversations? Should they keep mute or neutral? Or should they speak up without fear or favor? Now, listen to the chairman of the Church of Pentecost, Dr. Nyameche. Listen to him.
Environmental degradation and galamsey menace. The extensive pollution of water bodies due to illegal mining has hampered traditional water baptism in some mining communities, necessitating a shift to synthetic rubber pools in several districts to carry out the ordinance. Retention of souls. While we give glory to God for the multiple of souls won, a critical challenge, unfavorable rainfall patterns, and the deterioration of cocoa farms have disestablished the livelihood of members who depend on agriculture and farming. These unpredicted environmental conditions, along with the seasonal migration of fisher folks, continue to impact the steady financial growth and stability of affected local assemblies. Human capital constraints and literacy gap. High rate of illiteracy among some members and officers remain a barrier to the effective implementation of Vision 2028. This challenge is reportedly evident in the Bible study and home cell meetings, where there is insufficient pool of teachers to manage the manual and ensure effective discipleship. Leadership overburdening and commitment challenge. In many local assemblies, a few dedicated individuals are often saddled with multiple roles, leading to operational inefficiency and burnout.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
Yes, sir.
The better no. Then next time.
Okay.
Ma form to that level.
What's in the warning?
The catcher.
Okay, so
yes.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
We're talking about galamsey. I've heard that there is somebody who says that some senior pastor has talked against galamsey, and so he's shouting at him. Tell that woman we are not afraid of her. It's not about party. We are not afraid of anybody. Like the Pope said, I'm not afraid of Trump's administration. If something is sin, it is sin, whether it is under Akufo-Addo or under Mahama or whoever. If it is evil, it is evil. And you Ghanaians, you sit there and let the galamsey go on. All your children and grandchildren will just die early. The thing is so evil. I don't understand why. I do, sorry for this digression. I do remember when I was chairman of Christian Council, I went with the current president, the Church of Pentecost head. We went to the then president and told him that galamsey should stop. I was the one that led the delegation. We talked about it. It's not just during this, it's not about party issues at all. If people cannot think beyond party, they should stop opening their mouths. And I'm serious about what I'm talking about. We are not afraid of anybody. No party. We were there before there was party.
Sunrise on 3FM, the best in the morning. Sunrise on 3FM,
Minister,
the best in the morning.
Our church. You know, myself, Honorable Elder Ofusu-Ampofo, our local government minister, and several others are members of your church. A few days ago, one of our colleagues, Dr. Mary Osi, slipped a bit against you. And I want on this occasion to commemorate my birthday, to let the whole church forgive us. It was just a slip. It wasn't intentionally done to malign our church. I believe sincerely that you forgive her and forgive us and accept us as your children. God richly bless all of you.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
Well, so
this lady, she has made me more popular. Yeah. In people like that, I don't think about them. Yeah, because she just made our church and myself more popular. If I held anything against her, like standing here to speak for 45 minutes, I would have said something about it. But I think that we all have our opinions on issues. And so let's get together about it. So I've forgiven her. So don't worry. I want your heart to be to rest and enjoy this day. Shall we rise in prayer?
The best in the morning is on 92.7 Sunrise on 3FM.
So what I just did was to bring you a chronological turn of events, right from stay in your lane to the appeal for apology and apologizing, and then the man of God saying that, well, I've forgiven you, go and sin no more. Doc, there are varied opinions that the Free Zones Board should have been sacked to indicate that the government really is interested in cracking the whip and not doing the same things back in the day. Because back in the day, President Akufo-Addo was nicknamed the clearing agent. Even when somebody was wrong, he would say, no. And off the top of my mind, I can remember the Sputnik V issues when they came. Kwekwaji Mamenu, former member of parliament for Doma Central, was under heavy heat. The president had occasion to go to one of the regions and said that he and their Greek minister then were one of the best ministers, and that, you know, they didn't deserve the flag that they were receiving. Many thought that they should have been sacked. So many assumed that with the inception of this new government, things like this will not be countenanced. But here we are. The woman is still at post. She has been forgiven, but it means a lot. Should she have been sacked?
I've always believed in principles, and I've always been
you have to speak up for me, please.
So I've always believed in principles, and I've always believed in honesty and integrity. And it's unfortunate with regards to her comments on this matter. And I believe there should have been some form of reprimands, okay, in order to, serve as a curtail, okay, to prevent, situations like this from happening. Okay, because I'm firmly of the belief that the leader of the Pentecost Church had every right to comment on this galamsey, because galamsey is a major crisis we're experiencing. And look, personally, in the hospital that I'm working with, I mean, even through the previous years and all that, we noticed a rise in this morning. I noticed you mentioned quite a number of things.
That's right.
And then you are quite red when it comes to this galamsey issue.
Yes.
You mentioned mercury, cyanide, lead.
Cyanide, lead, sodium chloride, chlorine,
perfect,
alum.
Perfect.
You put all together. You are creating a nuclear bomb in your stomach. So, that's what you are doing.
So it's a major crisis we're experiencing now. Mercury has the ability to cross what we call the blood-brain barrier. It goes into your brain. It can cause neurological defects.
Minamata disease. Yeah.
Hey, you are
using the medical terminology.
It's very well read. Yeah, so it also has the ability to cross what we call the sperm cell barrier, okay, and can lead to infertility in males. In women, it can also reduce your fertility. So it's a major problem. You mentioned renal disease, which is extremely important. We've noticed an extreme increase in the level of kidney problems, kidney disease that we are experiencing, and you realize that again, this leads to an increased pressure on the dialysis machine. So a leader of the Pentecost Church has every right to be concerned about the welfare of his congregation. I'm sure he has people in his church who probably have kidney diseases, who probably, have drank the water and then the contaminated fishes and, have grown crops in the soil contaminated by the galamsey. So it's a major issue. In fact, there are, there are historical precedents. The great Dr. Martin Luther King was a reverend minister. And he was a popular civil rights activist. Protestant. Until his untimely murder in 1968. And you realize that he led the civil rights movement. And if not for him, maybe we never know, maybe the blacks could have still been in slave trade. Also Pope Francis, who used to be the head of the Catholic Church, and until last year, 2025, also was a major advocate when it comes to climate change, global warming, the effects of global warming and climate change, which is extremely very important. You know, he was also very vocal when it comes to refugees and poverty and all these issues. Also in South Africa, we used to have a pastor, Archbishop Desmond Tutu. He was an advocate when it came to the apartheid movement. You know, between 1986 and 1996. He was Bishop of Johannesburg and then I think Cape Town, respectively. And he led a movement. He was very vocal when it comes to apartheid, when it comes to the challenges that were facing the South Africans and all that. So I believe religious leaders are extremely essential in our environment. And I agree with the Chief of Staff stand with regard to the apology.
Should the lady have been shown the exit? That's my question.
I believe there should be...
Per your principle.
I think you're putting on the spot. That's a decision for the president.
Allow me to
Allow me
do my.
Come on. For the president to take.
Allow me to ask my question.
I'm not sure you are being fair to my brother when you say you should say whether you should.
Allow me to do my work. Can I do my work, please?
So
I'm not a bad person.
So Johnny, it's a very good question, and I mean, I'll leave that to the prerogative of the Chief of Staff.
They should do that,
and President.
No,
to handle
he has an opinion.
I trust.
You have an opinion.
No, but we have leaders.
I have an
he
opinion.
follows the leaders, and of course the leaders have to do. That's why he follows.
Should the lady have been? Should the lady have been sacked?
That's what he has done.
Should the lady have been
For
sacked?
me, he should even. She has even kept long. She should be sacked.
So why can you say it, and why can't?
Why? You see, I can say it comfortably because I know everything is wrong with their government, and I'm telling them what to do.
No. So
everything is wrong with their government, so that's fine. Anyway.
So yes. So basically, I mean, I like the approach of the Chief of Staff and then the President in immediately addressing this issue.
Right.
You see, sometimes maybe in the spur of the moment, the woman could have said something unfortunate. You know, even in the official setting. You know, even in dealing with clients, dealing with patients, you know, in fact, maybe Johnny Hughes, even your job, dealing with clients, you know, sometimes some things may be said in the spur of the moment. So she apologized, and then the Chief of Staff also came in quickly to apologize, which was extremely good in order to calm tensions. And then they immediately
she's been forgiven by the man of God. Dr. Nyameche has forgiven her. That's what he said, and that forgiving the Chief of Staff and everybody else. So that's a good step. But then, in terms of good governance, is this the kind of posture we need? Because look, your government came to power on the back of this galamsey fight. In fact, in opposition, you were calling for a state of emergency of the previous government. You were insisting that President Akufo-Addo declares a state of emergency, and that giving the rights to hold on to power, you were going to stop this. In fact, in the early days of your government, Professor Brown Kluche of the EPA said that, look, give me money, give me these soldiers and security
and 4 helicopters.
And we will stop it. So these are your own words, pretty much like Dr. Bawumia's words that were used for. These are your own words. So far, we have not seen the action. So again, I ask, is this the posture when you have not been able to fulfill the promise that you made to the people? Is this the right posture?
Not at all. And I'll state categorically
Sunrise
that,
on 3 FM, the best
I mean,
in the
you
morning.
know, if we make a promise to the people, okay, let's say, Johnny, I tell you that I'm going to do something. Okay, maybe I take a loan from you and I tell you I'll pay within a month or a week. But I'm having some challenges. Like, I'll quickly contact you, Johnny, things that go difficult for me. So again, the communication aspect of the Dr. Iwusi, I mean, could have been handled a bit better.
Right.
You understand? If you are dealing with people, there's a way to communicate in order to curb their emotions and in order to curb tension, especially if, you know, you said we're going to do something at a particular point in time, but there have been a couple of challenges. However, I still want to commend our Minister for Lands and Natural Resource for the various interventions being made.
9 months and
all that. And I agree.
Should we adopt the shoot to kill? so that we end this? Because the people are killing us. Should we also give them an equal measure of what they are serving us? Lawyer Kwame Kufu, made that clear. That look, and this has been a long-standing view that I've held, that these people are killing us. What should we continue playing with them? You are the medical doctor. I'm sure that in your consulting room you see a lot more effect of what we will not see, because Kamal and I, we are not medical doctors. We can only sit and read and say, deduce. But you see the lab results, you see the patients. Should we kill them too?
From a personal point of view, for me, when it comes to certain instances, you must hit hard. Because, there are certain innocent people, okay, people who are not actively engaged in this galamsey.
The entire time to my brother.
No, I have not.
People who are not actively engaged.
I'm monitoring the time.
People who are not actively engaged in this galamsey menace, okay, but who unfortunately maybe they grow crops, who unfortunately they fish in these water bodies, who unfortunately they drink from these water bodies, they get exposed to this galamsey, and then they don't make money from this galamsey. So I believe that we have to be certain stringent, strict measures may have to be implemented, and to ensure, sometimes when dealing with people, you must make the act extremely uncomfortable to participate in the first place. However, we live in a democratic dispensation where the constitution is the supreme law of the land, and where we have to abide by the rules and regulations. So if anything has to be done, we have to go through the constitution to make sure the laws.
So now you know that when you were saying they should jail them, they should put them in prison.
To make sure.
Now you know you have a constitution.
Allow the man to
make sure the laws are in place. So we have to, make sure. And then, but I believe that this galamsey is a serious menace that has to be tackled critically.
And you have the job to do that. So please do your job. Come on. Should a lady have gone? You said yes, but does the apology now suffice and cushion her from going?
Given what your producer sent me, basically it boils down to what the lady's comments and to Reverend Yamiche's comment, and
whether religious leaders should stay neutral, should they speak on national issues?
Just before we get there, it is important to put in perspective that leadership in itself emanated from the clergy.
Right.
Okay, when you look at the way the world started, we had divine laws until God in his own wisdom brought about humanity and brought about human beings giving wisdom to form laws,
right,
and then gave them the authority to lead. So when you take St. Augustine's era, come to St. Aquinas' era, I'm talking about the Christendom,
right,
okay, basically to the Roman Empire. Religion was actually showing the way in terms of leadership. When it comes to Islam, the same way, we also have the Prophet Muhammad era. After him, we have the caliphs and all that moving. So religion is rooted in politics and leadership. Okay? So whether or not religious people should speak, okay, the answer is yes. Nothing should gag them. Because they even started leadership until they see the leadership to, if you like, proper politicians, or to say people who call themselves politicians, okay, or people who call themselves monarchs and all that. So you see, it is not out of place to have a clergy person or a religious person speaking. On this matter of galamsey, the Catholic Bishop Secretariat or Conference has always been on it, speaking. Okay? Other Protestant churches have spoken. Okay? And of course, the Pentecostal leaders have spoken, or Pentecost leaders have spoken. So it is something that we do. Even Muslim communities, all of us speak. Even clergy or non-religious people have been speaking about it. So the question is supposed to be clear, that every single citizen of this country has the right to comment on what is not going on well. But see, let's take the comments of Reverend Yamiche in perspective. What did he say? You played it.
Yeah.
He didn't say much. All he said was that this is the problem that is posed us today.
Right.
We cannot even baptize traditionally. We have to resort to what? If you like,
swimming pools.
Plastic swimming pools to do that. We have moved from that norm. And he says that is done as a result of necessity because they must baptize. Okay? Then he then said this is a complex problem, and as a result of it being a complex problem, we need complex solutions to it. And human beings who are supposed to be caused to help solve this problem must be caused to do that. Caused here didn't mean that he cares them. He said, let's be deliberate about telling them to do it.
Right.
What did he say wrong? What did he say wrong? Then somebody, as a result of your arrogance of power, decided that I want to come and descend on him.
Chief of Staff says she slipped.
You see, one thing I have learned about this country, the same galamsey matter. We have seen two people crying. Prominent people in this country. First, it was the minister, Amakofi Bua. He sat on press conference and then he was wailing like a baby. When they asked, he said the people involved in galamsey are so difficult to fight. Then the next time we have had our own chief of staff, who when he was outdooring the code of conduct for appointees, he stood and said, look, the very time you will not see the president, or it will be difficult to see the president, is when we are about to sack you. You will go around. Whether he's your friend or he's not your friend, you won't get him. He warned. He also said that he dared to serve the people. So arrogance of power must be nipped in the bud. And told them to follow the code of conduct religiously. What has happened to the code of conduct? You have now shelved the code of conduct and you decide to come and shed tears. For somebody who is supposed to follow the code of conduct you have instituted religiously, you are shedding tears for that person. When I told you these people are a bunch of deceitful people who have come to deceive Ghanaians, you should understand me.
Okay.
They are a bunch of people who have tried to deceive Ghanaians.
Is it wrong to apologize?
It's not wrong. Yesterday, when people apologized, they said it was wrong. And that somebody should show leadership and sack.
Oh, who apologized?
Why? What did you say today?
Who apologized?
You were referencing Akufo-Addo as clearing agent.
I didn't name him.
Major clearing agents are today these people. They are serious clearing agents.
Promax, yeah?
Promax. Clearing agent Promax. They are. So for NDC, you see, the least said about them, the better. And I'm happy Ghanaians are beginning to know them. They're beginning to understand
it looks like
the kind of people we are.
Your party is in a hurry to see this government fail.
Oh, we are not. No, I'm not. Look, when I started off this morning, I told you it is my wish to have life. Because look, let me tell you, I am suffering when life doesn't go because my work demands power. Okay? What I live on with my livelihood demands power. So if there's no power, I'm in trouble.
Okay.
So I will not, it's not my prayer for them to fail.
I hear you.
But we must say it as it is and let people understand that the people who claim they were saints, who claim they will come and put Ghana well, they themselves today are crying and suffering.
Okay. I hear you. Thank you very much indeed. Kamaldeen Abdullahi is a Deputy Director of Communications of the NPP. Also, Dr. Moabeng Agri is a member of the National Communications Team of the NDC. There's never enough time for any politician in this country. It's now time for birthday. Come on. Be coming down. We'll see you. You're a diplomat. You're a diplomat. So
I'll be coming off it. No problem.
Birthday's time now.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
And a happy birthday to Mrs. Melody Hoya Tom. Mrs. Melody Hoya Tom, Mama. This is from Mafitove. You are from Mafitove. Happy birthday to you. This is from Mr. Franklin Oklu. To you, Melody Hoya Tom, aka Mama from Mafitove. Happy birthday. Also, happy birthday to you, Mrs. Felicia Kobu. May God bless you. This is from all your loved ones. Also, happy birthday to a true pillar of Ghanaian traditional music, Michael Adangba. It's your birthday. Your music is more than influential, and he did Ghana's most beautiful theme song for us. Mike, happy birthday. Also, happy birthday to Wenawome Abora, CEO of Cackstone Records, wishing you the very best. This is from Owusu Warai, P-Warai. My name is Johnnie Hughes. Have a nice one. 3 Lounges on next with AJ Akwaku Sapong. Inyonam Haliga has news update for you. I'll see you tomorrow. On behalf of the rest of the team, thank you very much. And special greetings from Lois Kisiedu, head of station at 3FM, to all of you. Have a good one.
Accra gets busy on this frequency. 92.7 3FM.
It's now time for the news update here on 3FM 92.7. I am Enyonam Halga. We'll go on to a first story where the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Grid Company has been asked to step down aside pending investigation into the recent fire outbreak at the Akosombo Power Control Center. The directive issued by the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Jinapo, as part of efforts to ensure accountability and allow for a thorough and independent probe into the circumstances surrounding the incident. Meanwhile, the Minister for Energy and Green Transition is expected to address the nation at a major press briefing today at 2 p.m., where he will outline recent development and measures being taken to stabilize electricity distribution across the country.
As we speak currently, we are within the Teshidungwa enclave. The announcement was put out, the publication was made, and then we provided a timetable to guide residents of that. The outages you are seeing now has to do with the fact that Akosombo Dam is out because of the fire incident that happened 2 days ago. And so it's not because the country of any transformer upgrade or any intermittent load shedding. I can tell you that as I speak now, in the next couple of hours, we're going to get some good news from there. But yes, I've assured the ministry and government that we're going to likely get the first unit up and running.
That was the spokesperson and director for communication at the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, Richmond Roxon, there. Now, still on electricity, ECG, as part of its efforts to upgrade key transformers within its network to enhance power supply reliability, has commenced work in Tishinongwa. Authorities appeal to the public to bear with the temporary power outages as it improves the system. There's more in the report.
The ongoing exercise at the Tishinongwa substation involves replacing existing transformers with higher capacity units to boost power supply and stabilize voltage within the enclave. ECG says the project is part of a broader infrastructure improvement plan, which will include the replacement of about 2,500 distribution transformers across communities nationwide.
Today we are here at Tishinongwa substation to upgrade two 2026 MVA transformers to two 3039 MVA transformers.
The company notes that these upgrades are expected to reduce outages and improve overall service delivery, particularly in high-demand areas.
These projects is just to improve supply reliability, improve capacity in the enclave, to reduce power outages, increase voltages for our customers, and that we are expected to complete this work hopefully by Wednesday. We'll be done with the replacements of these 2 transformers.
And away from the energy sector now, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, has directed the vacation of the Akango, Salmon and Nkrofo mining leases belonging to Adamus Resource Limited for violating Ghana's minerals and mining laws. The directive is based on investigation reports submitted by the Minerals Commission, which established that they had been engaging in unauthorized and illegal mining activities in the above-named concessions in breach of the Minerals and Mining Act. The directive was announced in a statement issued by the Lands Ministry on Sunday, April 26, 2026. According to the statement, the revocation of the license is without prejudice to any criminal charges that may be preferred against Adamus Resources Limited, and I quote. That brings us to the end of the news update here on 3FM 92.7. For more news, check our website at 3news.com. I am Enyonam Haliga. AJ comes your way with Relaunch.
Follow us on social media, Twitter at 3FM 92.7, Facebook at 3FM 92.7, and also on 3news.com.
Before the applause, before your name meant anything, before they called you leader, dreamer, fighter, star, one woman called you my child. That is where love began. The one who carried you, covered you, believed for you, stayed. Mothers are the roots of love. This Mother's Day, TV3 honors the grace, strength, and beauty of motherhood with an elegant experience built for the women who gave us everything. Happening right here at the Accra City Hotel on 10th May, 11 a.m. For singles, 700 Ghana cedis. TV3's Mother's Day Celebration 2026. Celebrate her. For more details, contact us at 050-9497-995 or 053-1100-927.
Accra, Ghana, Africa, and worldwide. Join us on Inspirational Gospel Mix this and every Sunday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Get ready for the revolution. What you say now?
I just wanna praise you.
3FM.
King of kings and Lord of lords. My soul, Jehovah, one and only God. I am Jesus Christ, the Holy Lamb.
What is your favorite scripture?
Well, my favorite scripture is Romans 8:28, and it says, all things work together for the good to them that love the Lord. Kwame, that is absolutely my favorite scripture.
Yes, your Inspirational Gospel Mix, a moment to get inspired with the best of inspirational songs and interviews to get you prepared for the new week. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. with me, your big brother, Kwame Adu, mixing G, mixing gospel. You can't miss it. You are blessed as you listen. 3FM 92.7.
Greetings in the name of His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie Jah Rastafari. It has always been a journey of Pan-Africanism and consciousness. It is your regular taxi driver with the urban blend and 3FM 92.7 in living stereo every day, Monday to Friday from 12:30 p.m. till 3 p.m. This is the show everybody listens to, so your business will certainly do well here. My name, Black Rasta. I am the rootical, hairtical, Don Gargan, Mawuena. Come forward. Atinga ya chika fankare, Azure ya chika fankare, Abama ta chika fankare.
3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
3FM 92.7. Urban Lifestyle Radio Station. Your finest tunes in sync with a soothing voice. 3 Lounge with AJ.
Are you tired of the same old routine? Need a break from the stress and chaos of everyday life? Well, step into the 3 Lounge, your world of absolute relaxation and great music with yours truly, AJ Akwako Sapon. Welcome to the best mid-morning show in the capital and beyond. This is 3 Lounge with yours truly, your radio princess, AJ Akwako Sapon.
Love it. I love it. It's great.
Kickstart your week with Monday motivation. Shake off the Tuesday blues and get ready for midweek mania. Take a trip down memory lane on Throwback Thursday and wrap up the week with Funky Friday with myself and Helen Apia Ampufo. Plus, enjoy exciting celebrity interviews, insightful conversation, engaging discussions on topics that matter, and there's a boatload of fun and easy activations that reward and appreciate you, our loyal listener.
If you are listening, we're manifesting money into your pockets this morning.
Amen. Don't miss out on the excitement. Tune in to 3 Lounge every weekday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. with AJ Akwako Sapon only on 3FM 92.7.
It's my number one.
92.7 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
Achedia Kesio. Electroland Ghana Limited, dear. Yeah, Mamu. Achedia Kesie. For our loyal customers, because your loyalty deserves more. Yeah, Mamu. Achedia Kesie pa. Big rewards for you and me. From Accra to Tamale, all over Ghana. Electroland, dear, number 1. Just buy your favorite Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO electronics from any Electroland showroom or authorized reseller store nationwide. Dial *928*8888# or go to register.electrolandraffles.com and enter our weekly and monthly draws and stand a chance to win big. From TVs, ACs, fridges, gas cookers, washing machines, sound towers, mobile phones, and more rewards just for you. Approved by MLA Characters Platform. Electroland Ghana Limited. Rewarding your loyalty the big way. Terms and conditions apply.
When malaria strikes your home, it strikes everything. No more endless worry because of malaria. Fight malaria back with Vegetem. Vegetem is effective, safe, and fast-acting against malaria. Vegetem tablets stays effective right to the very last tablets. Vegetem is also available in suspension for children. Vegetem, tough on malaria, easy on you.
Escape the ordinary. Escape the ordinary.
Mic check 1 2. Check that mic. Check it out.
Your finest tunes in sync with a soothing voice.
Keep it tuned up.
3FM Lounge with AJ.
Yeah.
Listen live on 92.7.
Get a fast car. I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove. You got a fast car. I got a plan to get us out of here. Been working at the convenience store. Managed to save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far. Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs and finally see what it means to be living. See, my old man's got a problem. Yeah, but the bottle, that's the way it is. He says his body's too old for working. His body's too young to look like his. My mama went off and left him. She wanted more from life than he could give. I said somebody's got to take care of him. So I quit school and that's what I did. You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so we can fly away? We gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights stay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. We go cruise and entertain ourselves. Still ain't got a job. Now work in the market as a checkout girl. I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. We'll move out of the shelter, buy a bigger house and live in the suburbs. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights stay out before us. Your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. Had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. I got a job that pays all our bills. Instead of drinking late at the bar, see more your friends than you do your kids. I'd always hope for better. Thought maybe together you and me find it. I got no plans, I ain't going nowhere. So take your fast car and keep on driving. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights stay out before us. Your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. Had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so you can fly away? You gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way.